Looks like we are live on YouTube.
Live.
And double check. Yes, on Vimeo, we're all good.
You want to hear it?
Double check the event itself. But I'm Richard Siegler. This is Mr. John Lennon, and we are bringing you an exclusive Hangout and hobby.
Indeed we are, and we are doing it with so much enthusiasm in our voices. What's up, everybody?
It's actually been stormy here.
It has. It's a gloomy, gray day, but that will not keep my spirits down. Robots don't have spirits, so Richard will just remain neutral. But we are here to hang out, hobby, talk to you about Warhammer, paint things. We really try to be productive on these, but frankly, it's okay if we're not, because we're mostly here to talk with you lovely folks.
It's not streaming on this video part from the actual website, but it's streaming on Vimeo. Is this the right one?
Should be.
Let's see.
I'm 99% sure it is because when I changed the image on the Vimeo one, it then changed it.
We'll just double check there. But
Yep.
In the meanwhile, why don't you talk about what you're working on, John?
Absolutely. I am working on painting not one, but two Tyranid Demacarons. The Demacaroon, we have not yet decided how we're going to pronounce it, and no one else has either, and that's okay. There are quite a few Tyranid lovers in this house. Both myself and Nick Nanavati have played them with some pretty decent success at events in the past. However, there is always the ever-present Xenos tax, so sometimes Tyranids are down, and we actually think that they're on their way up right now. We think that the, let's just say the inclusion of the new Forge World rules have been a major boost for the faction, and unfortunately they went out of stock about 0.5 seconds after becoming good. And we did not get that first wave, but the Demacaron was back in stock, and we were able to secure some, and we will hopefully be getting them onto the table soon. We went ahead, I got two of these bad boys, and I am painting them up for you in our High Fleet Behemoth color scheme so that we can get Tyranids back on the table. We didn't really want to show off Tyranids when we thought that there was a competitive build that we didn't have the models for, so that may be why you haven't seen Tyranids in a while on our stream. It's not that we don't love them, it just, we talk about how, oh yeah, Tyranids are only competitive because of specifically these changes that were made. It would then feel silly to play them on stream and not use those rules. So we decided to wait. We are trying to secure these Demacarons. We have them in hand. I am painting them up as quickly as possible, and we are hoping to get them on stream in the next few weeks. What are you going to be working on today, Mr. Richard? Necron Immortals?
Yes, some Necron Immortals. I got 15 on the painting shelf, and 5 done already, so
okay,
part of the way there.
All right, pretty good progress. You're just rounding out that Necron collection now, getting everything we own up to a tabletop standard. Up to maybe a little above tabletop standard. I've seen Richard's stuff. It's a pretty good looking army.
And the main reason is I really think that extra range helps in this new meta, especially where you're not trying to charge into armies like Death Guard.
Mm-hmm.
So having a little extra 30-inch range in the list, which the Necron list overall is just the Silent King for range shooting, so brings it a bit of extra threat from range, which I like.
That makes perfect sense to me. You don't want to get outranged by these attack bikes coming in. Alrighty here. Let's see, still working on getting everything up going? So are we live on YouTube?
Yep, we're live on YouTube.
We're live on YouTube. Well, hello, YouTube.
We're live
people.
on Vimeo too, but just not streaming.
Not the website. Oh
website
boy, not this again. Well, that's alright. We will sort this out quickly and decisively. With the efficiency of a machine. Alright, however, I am really hoping that our Tyranid fans are going to be excited about us getting Tyranids back on the stream. Tyranids are one of those beloved factions that just is beloved by everyone except Games Workshop. For whatever reason, they have not had the best go of rules over the past couple of years. But I genuinely really do think that the Demacaron based builds for Tyranids and you have to caveat with a good pilot because Tyranids are just not an easy army to play. I really think that they could be maybe they're not S tier, but like they're really fighting for that A tier. Like I right now I've got them at like a B plus in my head, but then like if I actually get them on the table, really like how they play, I could see myself bumping them to a lower A tier army. It really wouldn't take much from what I believe about the faction right now for me to put them up there. I just think that'd be nice. We don't see Tyranids in the competitive standings very often.
No, we've seen basically Alex McDougall and...
Alex McDougall has had some good success with them, but, and of course during, this past season, it was always difficult to judge competitive value. There was a moment of hope where at the Australian major, there was a Tyranid player who was 5-1. Unfortunately, that was an 8-round event, and he finished 5-3. So we didn't quite get that Tyranids in the top 10 that we were all hoping for. So that was unfortunate. But there's a lot of interesting stuff with Tyranids. So I'm really, really choosing to be optimistic about these Demicarans. And I'm just excited to get them on the board. Tyranids are my first love. They were the first army I ever played for 40k. So whenever Tyranids are competitive, I like to be able to play them. And I acknowledge it's not all the time. And, okay, fair weather fan, sure. But I'm just really hoping that this is the moment. Processing video.
No, it's good.
Okay.
But yeah, I put an updated link, and that should hopefully work for anybody who is in the war room.
All right, hopefully so.
Let's see. It says unable to connect to chat.
That's not good. I would like to connect to the chat, and it's been a little stormy here. We lost internet for a minute, so please bear with us if we're perhaps ignoring your wonderful
Tornado
questions.
warning.
Tornado warning, that's what I like to hear. Yep, tornado warning. I bet Nick is actually panicking about the tornado warning.
He was. He posted in our chat.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he was nervous and he was stuck at the DMV.
That is the best place to be stuck. Modern equivalent of hell.
Not the ideal place to be stuck.
Not the best, no.
Hopefully he'll make it back.
Yes, we always miss our Nick when he's away from us.
Alright. Let's get working on this red armor here.
Alright, red Immortals, red Tyranids. We do like our red armies here at the Art of War. Almost as much as we like our blue armies.
Red just looks so good.
Do you think we have more red or more blue armies?
Red.
You think so? I mean, we've got two different blue Space Marine armies.
We have my blue Admech.
You have your blue Admech.
Custodes.
The Custodes are like mostly blue. The Tyranids are red and blue, so I don't know what we can really say about that.
You count for both. Even,
Alright, even so. Alright, one of each.
For red armies, though, we have Necrons,
Got
Blood
Necrons,
Angels,
Blood Angels, Tau. Okay.
And then the World Eaters.
There's the World Eaters. I think my Garden Genes, their cults are like primarily gray, but like they do use red as an accent color. They definitely don't use blue, so they're more red than blue. Maybe we do have more red than blue.
I think it's just narrow, though. Like maybe one extra red army.
Yeah. Still, an odd number of each.
And if we had Bloody Rose Sisters, we would have red as well.
Well, that is true. Oh, I've got some magenta in my sisters. Nick's sisters have blue in them now. More blue than red. It's pretty close, actually.
We have Yellow Knights, though.
Yellow Knights, but they also have red detail.
We do have blue.
We do have blue Knights.
Or 3 blue Knights, because Nick has one.
That's true, which we didn't even know about. So yeah, I've got an extra knight, but it's missing the weapons. And we're like, okay, Nick.
It's for display only, John.
But it doesn't have weapons. Which is absolutely fantastic. I really want to know how that happened. It is a very well painted knight. It looks like it was done from a paint studio as a prize support piece, as far as I can tell.
He has a couple of those. He has Horus himself as well.
The War Master.
The Ball Master.
Alright, we getting any YouTube comments yet?
Not yet.
Would love to think that we are not monologuing purely for our own entertainment.
Let me check over here on the pop-outs for the chat.
Mm-hmm.
No. Well, we do have some exciting games, though, coming up.
We certainly do.
Tomorrow, Admech versus the Death Guard. Nick is trying out his latest build, which has even more vehicles than last time.
Mm-hmm.
It goes like, did he go up to 3 Bloatrons? Or was it 2 and
I would actually have to go reread his list, to be honest. I'm not quite sure what it entails at the moment. I could see it having 3 bloat drones, though. I've been impressed by bloat drones in the games that we have played so far. So would not at all be surprised to see them doing well.
And then he likes these new contemptors.
Now, is Nick putting any in his list?
Yeah, he put one in.
You put one in? Okay.
And then last night he was talking them up because of how good they did into his sisters in a practice game. So
Yeah, absolutely.
maybe he'll look at adding even more.
I bet we could snag some of those. I do like my Ford roll vehicles, so I've got a couple White Scar Contemptors that I have magnetized options for. Maybe I slap some Volkites in. To be clear, Nick really likes the Volkite Culverins on his these Death Guard Contemptors, and I think that would actually be quite powerful.
I think it was Mark's list that had 3 of them, though.
Mark's list has 3. That's going to be in the War Room.
Yeah.
And that's going to be coming up tomorrow as well. So that'll be our afternoon game, so 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to be taking my Imperium list into Death Guard, and I have not changed it at all from the version that I played in the War Room previous to Death Guard coming out. And immediately I am nervous. So, Death Guard with actual good shooting sounds kind of scary. Really don't want to have to deal with that one. That's going to be a very interesting army to try to go up against. And I really like the idea of the Volkite Culver and Contemptors. I think that's a very good tech piece.
Yeah, the main difference, I think, is Nick is going for Blight Lords, and Mark's going still mostly Death Shrouds.
Okay.
Larger units of Death Shrouds, 2 5-mans, I think.
Interesting. Yeah, that is
quite a bit better in melee, but
the range game is very different. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems so far that both of them are kind of trending towards the Inexorable.
Yeah,
which is
extra
not where either of them started, I think. But I think that they're both very quickly reaching the same spot.
Yeah. Maybe because you do really want some sort of shooting and like range shooting.
Yeah, we saw in some of our initial test games exactly what a no-shooting Death Guard list does against a faster army. That is exactly nothing.
I just can't get there quick enough.
No, absolutely not. I was not in the mood of letting people have 5 phases. Let's see here. I'm gonna just pull up my phone and see if I can. No, actually I don't. I'm not one of our members. Never mind.
You're not a war room member, John?
Actually, I don't think I am a war room member, to be honest. I don't think that I ever got that permission. I certainly should, right? I'm just logged into Nick's account and everything. I was gonna say I was gonna pull over YouTube, but I'm not on that.
Yeah, I think there's a problem with chat on YouTube. For no reason.
That's very unfortunate.
It's definitely enabled, and it looks like it's fine on the video itself, but I'm just not seeing anything. If anybody is posting and has access to the War Room or is on Facebook, just send us a message. It just might not be showing here because it's saying it's unable to connect on the actual live stream page, but when I click on YouTube itself, it's showing the chat, but it's not showing any comments.
And that's not what we want. We want to have our lovely comments here. I want to talk about my DeMacArons, honestly.
There might be a way to refresh the chat. Let's see. Timestamps, participants. No, there's no way to refresh it, unfortunately.
That's not great. All right. Well, yeah, as Richard said, let us know if you are here, and we are simply
send it to Nick's Facebook because that's the one we have up.
Always send it to Nick. Actually, just in general, and literally anything you want.
Also, if you want to be his friend on Facebook, he's that one guy who's just clicking accept. So get in there.
I mean, I'm willing to click accept if you message me and with a hi, I'm XYZ, or if we've met before,
Yeah, totally.
But if you have never met any of us at all, no interactions whatsoever, and you want to be friends with Nick, send him a Facebook request. He's 100% in. I love how at this point he just continues to do it, even though acknowledging it's hey, this is not the best thing. He's yeah, I know, but it's just what I do. I'm okay.
He's just in the habit, so.
Yes, and once you get in that habit, he will not break it. Nick is not the man for changing habits once he is set in his ways.
Once he enjoyed the closet the first time, he had to go a second.
Yeah, that's very true. Who can blame him?
I was trying to do one more closet battle.
Look, there is still time for being technical.
There's nothing in that apartment, but there's still a closet.
Yeah. That's the old apartment that we used to stream out of that we have moved out of. The Harry Potter closet under the stairs. It's home of many fond memories and bad nights of sleep. And they're all Nick's.
All those beautiful
All
memories.
those beautiful nights of sleep. All Nick's.
When are we finishing this Lord of the Rings, though?
That's it. You know what? I honestly, when can we hook up that TV? He's had a television here that he hasn't
Maybe
figured
that's
out
the
how to
reason
turn
he's
on.
no, he did. I turned it on and had
Really?
to set it up. Yeah.
He told me like 2 days ago that he could not actually turn on that television.
I turned it on for him and let him set him into the Xfinity.
Oh
thing.
my gosh. Okay.
I think he just didn't finish it because it's a lot of work.
That sounds right.
And here he comes. He just arrived.
All right. Glad to have Mr. Nick not a body back.
Back from the DMV. He's not trapped anymore.
Mm-hmm. I'm all in favor of finishing up Lord of the Rings. We can do that, over the next week. I know we've got a lot of streaming this weekend, but with the Las Vegas and Open. However, I'm all aboard a nice Lord of the Rings afternoon.
Yeah. Depends on what time we play the final, but I think it's like 6 o'clock, so we could get a final game and then a little 2 towers.
We could also get like a little matinee in before.
Matinee is showing.
Yeah. Get some snacks.
There he is, Mr. Nick.
The man of the hour. Nick Nanahati.
We did.
What's up, Nick?
We did
You
it.
Escaped from
Escaped the
Alcatraz?
DMV. Oh my god, I hate this state.
Even
I'm a legal resident.
Even the best of us can still be tri-pointed by the DMV.
Seriously, I was trapped.
Yep,
You just couldn't roll a 3d6 on leadership. You just couldn't do it.
Oh, yeah.
How many turns?
I got master snared.
Treason is each.
Treason is each.
Oh man.
Take control of this character.
So you tell them what happened?
What?
What, just in
Yeah,
general?
we told them about you being trapped by a tornado.
But look at this.
I would have driven right through it.
Look at this. Fancy, schmancy, new.
Look at
Look at that.
See, I don't even have that one.
You don't
I have
even
the
have that
old.
one?
I have the old one.
Oh man, I'm more
New.
forward than
I'm
C.
just
More
gonna-
forward than me.
I'm just gonna be nice and cover up your driver's license number.
Thanks. That's a great idea.
Yep, looks great. Looks just like you.
Please don't abuse that.
No, we're actually having a little bit of trouble connecting to the chat right now anyway, because must be these weather patterns.
Actually, though, it is the weather pattern.
There probably is.
We actually lost internet for a little while, but
Yep.
luckily it came back.
So we're streaming, but we are working on the comment section.
The camera's all crooked.
Uh-oh.
I don't even know if I'm fixing it. Oh,
No,
it's
you
all-
made it like way worse.
Well, we can't see what I did.
We're about to.
I did make
That's
worse.
what you did.
I'm fixing.
Incredible. I'm just gonna keep painting the D. McCarrans.
Close enough.
Nick, are you excited about Tyranids?
I am excited about Tyranids. These are looking good.
Yeah.
Looking like good Tyranids. Good old-fashioned Tyranid creatures.
Airbrushed as wonders.
So what are you gonna play into the Tyranids?
I'm playing the
No.
Excuse me.
Tyranids. Short-lived. Something that the Hive Guard don't kill. That's what I'm playing. Tyranids.
All right, you've got any army to choose from.
Exactly.
Whatever army you want. But they got cheaper, so I'm gonna bring them anyway.
Maybe Eldar Burst Tyranids. That's always a classic battle.
It's gonna be fun. Get some good Eldar ideas coming up.
No.
Okay.
Well, I have the same Eldar ideas as before. Which
Were they good ideas then?
I beat Mark World Eaters.
All right.
Shadow Specters.
Shadow Specters. Well, I think they belong in a different list. Those are waiting for the Dark Eldar Codex.
Okay.
I think Shadow Specters legit, but
Mhm.
they're not in every army.
Why did they need Dark Eldar?
I just think they belong in like a proper shooty force, and I don't think Eldar by itself is a proper shooty force. So
Only
I
if
think-
you go the tank build.
I think you can go the tank build. You get decent firepower and good mobility, but like it's still not going to be enough to kill Space Marines. So you need better guns, and I'm really hoping Dark Eldar give me better guns.
I mean,
Ravagers are great.
I'm just thinking that poison weapons that are damage 1 may be a great answer to Death Guard.
That's true.
They
That's
may
true.
also.
But if they have no AP, am I really trying to kill 15 wounds of Terminators or Tulip Bomber saves the hard way?
Yeah, you got this.
Okay,
Which is fine.
that's the
Yeah.
top.
12 Venoms, all the Cavalites inside.
Well, maybe there will be
You'll kill,
something
like,
that
2
gives.
Terminators.
Maybe there's like a strat to give them AP 1. I don't know
True,
what Dark
true.
Eldar are gonna do.
That's what I'm saying. I'm holding out to Dark Eldar. I'm hoping they're the answer to my Eldari prayers. I believe.
I mean, I think Harlequins are already there, but
Harlequin drink?
Harlequin and Dark Eldar.
How do you think Harlequin's doing to Death Guard, Nick?
They actually have some interesting tools.
Yeah, I
to
feel like
fight
Frozen
for it.
Star's got some power.
It's, well, it depends how heavy they go into the you can't charge me route. If they make an army based around please don't charge me with the foul blight spell and whatnot,
But he can only be in one place.
it's 12 inches is a lot of space.
But if their whole army's clustered in that one spot, you
I
can
think
very easily outplay the.
Very
mission.
depends on the mission, yeah. Like, I played Jack last night. It was the 5 objective scouring mission. So all the objectives were like right next to each
Like
other.
the scout.
Do love that one.
And there's like 10 Terminators standing on these objectives. I was like, I guess I lost. But
Oh no.
But if it was a mission where the objectives were more spread out, then I could have spread those Terminators out, engaged them properly, and made a good game of it. So that's Death Guard are very much like Deathwing in that their power varies a lot with mission you're playing.
That's actually an interesting thing you brought up because you've been talking about how good sisters are into Death Guard.
Well, I think sisters are good at killing Death Guard. They are better at it than most factions because of the Miracle Dice and multi-melt spam. But at the end of the day, if they can sit in their bubble and be immune to Repentia, I can't carry the day solely with multi-meltas. Maybe if I take like 40.
Not with
but
that
like,
attitude.
but like with the token 8 I had wasn't enough.
So you think 3 squads?
I don't want to take 3 squads. I might take 3 squads. I'll tell you, a 3rd Retributor squad would have done more than my 2 solo Mortifiers.
John was actually talking earlier about how his mortifiers are going to fall away outside of like little mission things. But
Yeah,
even
well, that's
then-
like I still like solo Mortifiers because they're little mission things, but they might need more raw power. I don't know. We shall see.
I more think that the kind of guns that people are bringing to kill Death Guard are going to work really well in Mortifiers.
Yeah. I was talking about how Bring It Down is going to be like amazing, but then I was like, if people are gearing up to kill Morty, they can kill Bring It Down tanks all day long.
Mm-hmm.
What you working on, Mr. CX? Immortals?
Immortals.
Immortals in your latest lists?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Necron Immortals.
Immortal span? 200 of them?
No.
What?
200?
200.
This is
200
Necrons.
Immortals.
They're only 17 points a model.
Apocalypse.
I don't want to paint 200 immortals. Ever.
Guess what else I did, Mr. Seeks? I went to the bank. What a day today.
4 checks?
No 4 checks.
Oh, that sounds like you had a very productive morning.
Well, until the DMV ate 2 hours of my life. Yeah.
Until that happened. Very unfortunate.
Less
you know.
productive, but still.
We feel for you.
Because the actual process of getting a license took maybe 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's really not that hard.
But
Got an appointment.
the waiting in line, I had an appointment. But there was still a line, and then getting trapped.
You didn't want to drive through the tornado warning?
I wasn't allowed to. They wouldn't let you leave.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
That's,
When I say trapped, I mean I was security trapped.
that's actually excellent. I am so pleased by this. I'm sorry. But that's amusing.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you made it home safely.
Me too. Okay, I'll leave you kids to it. Enjoy your Dean McCarrans and your mortals.
The macaroons.
The macaroons. I love macaroons.
The macaroons. Let's get some macaroons in here, people.
Macaroni and cheese.
Ooh. Alright. What are we thinking on this comment section?
I'm thinking that let's check next messages. Oh, here's some comments. Adam says he is in the YouTube chat, but the comments aren't appearing.
Well, that's not great.
Hmm.
Do you want to try to restart the YouTube stream?
No, there's no easy way to do it because we're streaming through Restream. So if we end one of them, we can't just start up again.
I see.
So
Well, if we don't have any comments, I feel like we should do something to
we could
attempt to rectify that.
discuss. Oh, there's a comment. Look at that. Anarmasil. Chat and I are working. He says it. So we can actually see that.
Hold on, Anarmasil literally just made it through. Incredible timing, right? See, I threatened the YouTube stream to shut it down, and then it was like, oh crap, I don't want that.
But working now. All right. Excellent.
Whoop, whoop.
Welcome,
Oh my
everybody.
goodness.
So, Anarmasil, got to give him a shout out. He is the back-to-back Art of War League champion
Back to
on
back.
TTS. Back-to-back.
Oh, well done, Anarmasil.
Winning it with his own style of Necrons, which is the Obsec Custom Dynasty.
Okay.
And been crushing things. He beat a bunch of very good sister players, in particular.
Oh man, those poor Sisters players.
It's not easy when there's 9 Obsec Scarabs in the middle of your army.
I will kill them.
Multiple units.
Kill them all.
John knows just how annoying that is.
I do. I go out of my way to kill scarabs as quickly as possible.
All right. Any tips on going to your first RTT? So, John, do you want to go first? Do you want?
Sure, I'll take this one first.
Okay.
So, first RTT, first tournament ever. Go to have fun. If you're watching us, I'm assuming that you have at least the slightest inclination of being competitive at some point, and that's perfectly fine. I love competitive play. But the very first tournament, don't set any expectations. Just get a feel for what a tournament's like. What the stress and pressure of it is. Because frankly, if you're not gonna have fun, then the rest of it is irrelevant. So focus on having fun, enjoying yourself. Network as much as the current situation will allow you to. Just talk to people, meet people, have a good time. Just learn a little bit about tournament etiquette. Don't worry about the win-loss record your first RTT. I'm sure it's no surprise the first RTT I went to, I did not have a winning record. That's okay, though. I did win exactly one game against a very friendly Necron player, and had a good time. And that's enough. What do you got, Mr. Siegs?
Yeah, so the big thing and the most fun part about this community, especially the competitive community, is meeting like-minded, similar people.
Mm-hmm.
So when I just started out, I didn't have any friends in the 40k community. This was an early 8th edition, and I had just started playing again, hadn't played since 5th edition, didn't know anybody who played, just went to the local game store, found out about tournaments, went to my first one, and that's where I met the local Team Brohammer. I played against some of their members there, ended up going 2-1, and got invited to be part of the team. And from there, I just kept playing week in, week out, and slowly got better, and met this great group of guys that kept me invested in the hobby.
Yeah, absolutely. Finding the people in the community is, especially again, your first tournament, definitely what you should be focusing on.
And the thing is, like, most of these people are going to have a lot of interests in common with you, not just 40k, but they'll like other sci-fi, fantasy, all that type of stuff, and it can really
whatever kind of nerd you are, if you're not Nick, then you'll find a fellow nerd.
We still got that 2 towers coming up, Nick.
Oh,
you got 2 more essays to write,
I
man.
really did forget about that.
Yeah, you got that TV set up? Is it ready to go?
No.
No.
You just stop the process?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I told John that was
the
what
reason it's not set up is because I have to call Xfinity, and I'm just not.
never change.
Well, I mean, like, you don't have cable set up, but you should be able to just have the television set up without Xfinity,
It
right?
is set up.
Okay, so like we could connect the laptop to it with
Yeah.
to play something?
I don't
With, like,
really
2
know.
towers?
I'm not going to claim to be an expert on
Okay,
TVs.
so we can get 2 towers up and running this weekend. Great.
It is
Do you
possible.
thinking a matinee before the last round of the Las Vegas Open, or maybe a late night showing
Maybe a
afterwards?
late night showing.
Okay, so right after that, great.
Something I can fall asleep to.
Well, John and I are going to be sitting right next to you,
Yep.
snacking the whole time.
Snacking.
Snacking. I do love my snacks, folks.
Mr. Siegs, I had a question for you.
Yeah, do you need me to step out?
No. Actually, this is a question for all of you, since many of you are Worm members. What clinic would you like Mr. Siegs and somebody to talk about next week? I'm
Grey
thinking.
Knights.
Oh, Grey Knights.
Great night.
Great
we
idea.
wanted to do the Grey Knights, we wanted to get them on the War Room. We were going to have them this week, but push that back. So why don't we get them on the War Room and
You want to put them in the War Room too?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
let's do it. It's been a long time
It's
since
been-
they've been
I'm
on.
with it. I got you.
I'm hyped.
John, do you want to talk about Grey Knights? Or we give it to Chester?
Me or Chester would be fine. I'm happy to talk about Grey Knights with Mr. Siegs.
John actually wrote a list for a client,
I've written Grey Knight lists. I do enjoy Grey Knights a lot. They got some really cool mechanics
especially
in them.
Draco.
Grey Knights OP.
I do, yeah, Grey Knights OP, Nick. That's what it is.
That is.
Only against you. But not when you're playing a real army.
How many games on average do you play per week / month? Whoops. That's from Snivar.
So me personally, I think Seager and I are pretty similar. I usually play 2 games a week, maybe get a third in sometimes. That was probably about the truth right before quarantine. And then, of course, that was like 2 games a week on a week that I wasn't doing a tournament. And if I did a tournament, obviously it would be 3, 5, 6, 8, however many.
Yeah.
However many that was.
Yeah, the thing is, once you get to a really good standard, it's really you're just going to events week in, week out, every other week, that type of thing. Once you get to that kind of comfortable point with the army, it's really just about mastering the list that you're running, making small changes for the meta. But for just starting out, if this is a follow-up question to that,
No, it's from
it's
different.
different. Yeah. So, on average, right now, we probably play 2-3 games a week. But during, actual when like John and I were prepping for LVO, or when
That was a lot of games being
we were
played.
prepping for ATC. We
Oof,
played
best
a
event
whole
ever.
bunch of games. And, you know, you're not always playing in practice games the full game. You know,
Mhm.
you're trying to get enough of a sense of a matchup to see whether you need to make any changes to your list or whether you're already solid in the matchup.
Yep, absolutely. Oh man, I miss. You're making me miss those times.
Yeah, I miss them too.
There's some good practice games right before like big events. I don't know. That was always a good week.
Yeah, we would just, you know, stress test our lists against some of the other top competitors there.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like we're traveling to SoCal, we'll get Brandon Grant's list on there, you know, Don Houston, etc.
You guys interested in swapping next week's Death Guard versus Dark Angel match to Grey Knights versus Dark Angels match?
It's fine by me. I'll play Dark Angels either way.
I think the only reason we wouldn't, I'm happy to do that. The only reason we might not is just because we were playing Marines already a bunch of times. I think every matchup has Marines.
Yeah, that would be 3 Marines in 6 games, and that would make it 4.
But we could
or 4
potentially
Marines
play
in 3
Grey
games.
Knights versus Marines the following.
Yeah, we can get Grey Knights in the next week real easy. It's just this week is kind of convoluted because we want to get the Skyrim matches and show
Okay,
Dark
well,
Angels.
I mean, we can still do the clinic. That's
Sure.
fine. Yeah, we'll just say we'll put them into action the following week.
Yep.
We're good to go. That's okay.
That's what we did with the Black Templar clinic.
Yep.
Did a clinic one week, busted out the glorious Black Templars the next week. It was great. I love Black Templars. They were actually really fun. I enjoyed that game.
Yeah, I mean, all the good Marine stuff, extra rules that are powerful.
You know what? That's every chapter.
Not a lot to hate. Well,
It's good to be a Space Marine.
it's not really an Imperial Fist, frankly.
Imperial Fists are struggling a little bit. That's okay though. We're rooting for them. We really are. I feel for you, Imperial Fist players. You're trying so hard.
You got to spam indirect fire for a little while.
Yep, you got exactly 2 months of relevance, and we were happy for you. Oh man. So they did release another Dark Angel preview. I don't know if you saw that.
With the bikes and that type of thing, with the Outrider detachment.
So yeah, they're doing some really interesting stuff with Dark Angels.
Yeah.
I really like that. So like
I wish they did
Raven Wing
Necrons.
units, yeah, but like Raven Wing units are going to benefit from Dev Doctrine.
Yep.
Non-Raven Wing, non-Death Wing units benefit from, or only infantry, I guess. So non-Raven Wing, non-Death Wing infantry benefit from the Tactical Doctrine. We're kind of assuming that the Assault Doctrine is going to have a Death Wing buff, but we don't actually know that yet.
Yeah.
But like, I think that's really cool.
I think the extra flexibility, it means that if you have a particular, like for some of these older ones where it's,
Mhm.
you know, Iron Hands, Dev Doctrine, you get it once, and then anytime you spend a strat on a particular unit.
Yeah.
For your
like
specific buff, that's not great.
I'm okay with this because of the 3, shall we say, Skittle chapters that like got Psychic Awakening instead of a Codex supplement. I thought Dark Angels had the worst Super Doctrine by like a good margin.
Yep.
So it's interesting to see that they just completely revamped it, whereas Blood Angels and Space Wolves kept theirs, which were admittedly again I
think
more
because they were
powerful.
so good already,
Yeah.
they just let them keep it as is.
Mhm.
But
the Dark Angels, they were like, yeah, this needs some change.
I think because Dark Angels also fluff-wise are a very flexible type of army.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what the Deathwing bonus is. I would imagine GW do another preview article on Friday, trying to tell us the facts then. So I'm excited to see that. I think that'll be really interesting. But yeah, I'm just kind of hyped.
And what do you think of the actual stuff that they previewed?
I thought it was fine. Frankly, I don't think it told us much. The Dev Doctrine bonus for Ravenwing is really good. And that's plus 3 inches to move, and you can advance and fire your weapons as assault weapons. More specifically, you can advance and fire weapons with a -1 to hit penalty.
Yep. And then
So that is
strat.
slightly different because rapid fire will still get the full rapid fire shots, just a -1 to hit instead of being an assault weapon. They had 2 stratagems, 4 Benvuln for a Ravenwing vehicle when it's targeted by a shooting attack, pretty solid. A double move after you advance, you perform a normal move. That's already in there actually, but still that is a good stratagem to have.
Especially late game, getting on
Especially late game. You know what? When you're talking about potential OBSEC units, that's really strong. I'm actually a little disappointed by what units they're making OBSEC because it is very specifically Outriders and Bike Squads. Not just keyword Biker or keyword Ravenwing, it's just the 2 generic, Primaris Marines on bike and Mailets on bike. And I'm frankly not that enthusiastic about either of those units right now. So we'll see. Maybe there's enough stuff to genuinely encourage us to bring generic Ravenwing bikes, but I'm personally of the opinion that Black Knights are going to become a lot more popular and attack bikes, and I'm planning to use those units myself. So I'm not exactly thrilled for like the Ravenwing second company rule, but it's not bad.
And at the end of the day, what I did like is that if your Warlord is in that detachment, you get the +3 command points, like a battalion.
Yeah.
I'm actually really excited because that means that Deathwing are almost certainly getting the exact same rule. And a Deathwing Vanguard is super easy to put together.
Oh yeah, with the command squads.
Yeah, especially because Azrael has the Deathwing keyword. He can be your Warlord. He can be in the Deathwing detachment, get the 3 CP bonus, get his 2 CP bonus for being Azrael, and then you just have a couple little things. Take at least 1 Terminator squad, 2 command squads.
Yeah, I feel like +3 CP is amazing. I feel like
Yeah.
probably should have
That's
been
the
just
best
it's
part.
free, but +3.
Well, it is +3, but then remember that the detachment costs 3.
You still have to pay. Oh
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a battalion, where a
Okay.
battalion costs 3, but then you get +3 as your bonus, so they just net out to 0. It's free. It just means
I
that
thought it got rid of that part.
no, just an all Deathwing or all Ravenwing
Yeah, so
Vanguard
it's for
Outrider will basically be free if you roll it today.
Which is that's very reasonable.
Yeah, and before, it's not a huge deal because before I was doing a Vanguard and a Patrol, but now I can still do a Vanguard and a Patrol, and it'll just save me 1 CP. And you know what? That's gonna make me happy. I like saving a command point. All right, let's put a nice big wash on this thing.
Well, we got no oil.
No. I like Agrax.
Agrax.
I don't like null oil on nids. I don't know. It's just not. I don't like just black with Tyranids. I like to keep it a little warm, a little fleshy. All right. Let's see how fast we can slap a wash on this thing.
Drakenov Nightshade.
You know what? I actually don't have any. I'm sure. Do you have any?
Uh,
I don't really need it. I'm still gonna keep the
Yes.
Agrax. Yeah, you do. Nice. Good to know for the future. I may
Not
try
a lot
to
of
steal
it.
that at some
I have
point.
some of it.
All right. Well, I won't steal much then.
No, but if you need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did all the base coding on this with an airbrush, and it was super, super fast. I'm just happy to do that.
Yeah, I use Drakenov for the Grey Knights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. With silver, you can do some really good stuff. You can also do some interesting whites with a nice blue wash.
I feel like Drakenov though needs to be watered down.
Yeah, probably. It's pretty dark.
It is very dark. Yeah.
Do a nice red dry brush after this is dry.
So you have even more Tyranid Griblies, right? Besides
There are also some barbed hierodules that were acquired at the same time as these Demacarans, whatever we're calling them. Those will be coming a little later. I think that the Demacaran is the more competitive of the options, but I thought that the barbed hierodule was good enough to buy, and I'm going to try to magnetize it so that it can work as a scythe hierodule instead of a barbed hierodule, just so I've got options. But that's proved to be a little hard, so I may just give up and accept that I have barbed hierodules, only not scythed ones, which would not be the end of the world because the barbed hierodule is pretty cool, and I think it is the better of the options.
Is the Demacaran the one with the gun, or is that the barbed hurdle?
The barbed hierodule is the one with the gun. Yeah, the Demacaran is just very stabby and fast.
Stabby.
Stabby and fast, which are...
Does it ignore terrain or something?
It moves over terrain models.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty useful. Now it is big, but
Yeah.
it's also fast.
Yeah, the base is huge.
The base is huge. I mean, it's on an oval like the size of like a trigon or something. But, like when you advance and it starts going 20-something inches,
How far does it move?
I think its move base is 12, and then with Kraken it's a 3d6 advance, take the highest, even 1 CP double advance.
Yeah.
So it can actually clear a screen if there's a landing zone. And also, clearing over ruins and walls is the really nice part, because that means it can not have the Thundercav problem when it tries to hide behind terrain.
Or gas?
Or Gaz. Although Gaz just went on the line and ran at me. It's like, I know you don't have guns for this. I'm like, you're right. I don't. Ugh, Gaz, cool. That was cool, though. That was fun seeing Gaz on the table.
I will pick everything up. Slowly.
Those like, God. Yeah, I think I ended up with 8 Blade Guard in combat with Gaz. And then I had 0, and there was still a Gazgul by the end of several rounds of combat. Like, it started off so well, where I was just like, oh yeah, here's like 10 wounds to Gazgul, okay, it becomes 4. Alright, here's like 8 wounds to Gazgul, okay, it becomes 4. Once he was down to 4, Gazgul had literally no interest in me. He's like, nope, 4 Benvolds, all of them, damage. And then I just stopped hitting and wounding because my Chapter Master died. And suddenly, with no rerolls, I just wasn't wounding Gazgul nearly as often. I was like, ooh, this is bad. It's like, this is so not good right now.
But But I mean, you see why I also because Gaz is very similar to the Catan, where you can just tar pit them.
Yeah. And, Mortal Wounds help, but also the Catan do not hit as hard as Gazgul does. Not even close. Even the Nightbringer, who admittedly does punch above his weight. Well, even then he's expensive, so he doesn't punch that much above his weight.
Yeah.
I keep thinking that the Nightbringer hits hard because I look at it, and then I'm like, you know what? This does cost more than this does cost a lot more than Golem. Like, Goleman's what, like 390?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if I'm paying Goleman points, like I want to at least hit as hard as Goleman, and Goleman out punches the Nightbringer in combat by a mile. In Vulns or no.
Yeah.
And Goleman just hits hard.
And then on top of that, Gilman also buffs your army.
He does.
The Nightbringer does not.
Which the Nightbringer does not.
So, I don't know. I think it's just another one of these cases where he's scary in a couple matchups.
Yeah.
Where you just don't have the Harlequins. Okay. He's just going to spam out a bunch of mortal wounds.
Yep. Harlequins are strong.
And then he just ignores everything that their defensive mechanics.
Yep.
So besides -1 to hit, but you don't really want to spend 2 CP lightning fast.
No, not for to save you one hit.
But still, he has only 9 wounds.
Yeah, I get that. I certainly understand. I'm just happy I was able to kill that darn Pain Boy before.
Yeah, that was the thing. Is
I went for the Pain Boy at the same time I went for Gazgul. That worked out well.
Yeah, the Pain Boy has the 1 CP meta squig. It's like, D3 on any character back. Guess Gaz is never dying. This is great.
Yeah, luckily, when you kill enough boys, there become holes to charge characters.
That's why with the game I played with Admech into him, I was like, alright, snipers, Pain Boy, get him out of here. I'm not dealing with this.
No, it's where you start, 100%.
Also, that 6 Athena Pain is pretty annoying over time.
Yeah, no kidding. No freaking kidding.
I like my casual billion shots from these 2 impulsors killed 2 boys.
One. He killed 1 boy.
I thought he killed 1 per volley.
Because the first one made his feel no pain.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was just like, gosh darn it. Yeah, it's like, here's 48 shots from 2 impulsors, 1 orc boy dead. I'm like, okay. Don't know what just happened there. Oh, no, it was 24 shots total because the blast weapons weren't in range yet. That's okay. It worked out well. We killed a lot of boys with those Black Templars. We certainly did. I was really impressed with the Black Templars on the charge, like when they were in Assault Doctrine. The 6's auto wounding actually was more useful than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's certainly not bad to have.
Yeah.
It's just not +1 attack.
Not quite, no.
But it's, it adds up in value, especially against these tougher targets.
Mm-hmm.
Like that biker boss who was just tanking everything.
Also, a Judiciary Strength 7, not Strength 6, and that would have made a huge difference.
I thought you were playing in a Strength 6.
I was playing with Strength 6.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I was wrong. That was just an old-fashioned mistake.
I couldn't tell from over there.
Yeah, of course. No, I was trying to win him on 5s, and that is why that biker boss hung around as long as he did. Like after the game, someone pointed it out to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, that would have ended some of these combats a couple turns earlier.
Well, the Judiciary was just a champion.
Oh my god!
Cutting down the biker boss, then
and Gaz
surviving him, then cutting him down, then cutting down Gaz.
Yep.
Temper Mortis.
Oh yeah, honestly, yeah, I don't know what it was, but that dude was a boss.
He was just mad that you aren't taking him in other lists.
Yeah, clearly, honestly, I just kind of want to have a Judiciary on all my lists now. I don't know, that just seems. I low-key want to mastercraft his relic blade, honestly. I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, well, I mean,
just give him flat 3. If he's gonna be that much of a boss, might as well go hit people. Although the White Scars when he gets damage 3, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm genuinely considering just taking a Judiciar again. Well, I think with Black Templars is a little more useful because you've got that 6-inch heroic intervention.
Yeah. Same with Blood Angels too.
Same with Blood Angels, yep. I just thought that was very useful. There's still a lot of combat armies in the game. Alright, that's a nice 1 wash done on a Demacaron.
I mean, you just saw how powerful though that turn 1.
Mm-hmm.
Boom, the front boy squad fight last. I'm gonna fight first with these Vanguard vets into the other boy squad. That's the power of the
when I made my push on turn 2, the first time I was actually initiating combat, I killed, God, what was it? I think I killed 70-something boys in 1 turn.
Yeah.
And alright, 1 unit unfortunately held on long enough to unstoppable Green Tide, but it was okay. It worked out.
How many games on? Oh no, still. See, now I'm wondering if we lost all the questions. So we haven't got a question in a minute. We got like 8 questions in 2 minutes, and no more. It's not a good sign.
Yeah, no, I'm not seeing any after Snevars?
Sniper?
Sniper? I'm not sure how to exactly pronounce it, but it is a cool name. Looking on the red here.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you
Always
have in your
painting
Tyranid
red.
list?
So, 2D McCarran's the Swarm Lord. You do the same. This is the traditional Kraken Chronos build, where basically the Demon fill the role of Gene Stealers that don't kill hordes, but instead mulch big things.
How many attacks do they have?
So there's 6 attacks each, and then I think they get a 7th one that's a tail. They reroll all their hits. Their strength like 14. 1 CP reroll all their wounds. AP is 3 or 4 damage D3 plus 3.
Yeah, so very consistent there, but
Yeah.
not volume of attacks.
No. They're not gonna.
Profile?
No sighting profile. But they also have a mortal wound bonus after this one, where your opponent has to roll a d6 after you pick a unit that after you consolidate, and that unit has to roll a d6 and add it to their strength. And if that does not beat the strength of the Demon Karen, which is 8, then they take d6 mortal wounds.
Can that strength be modified? Is it their strength at that time?
Yeah. I don't know any way to modify my strength.
No, I mean of the... Oh, you're rolling against... I thought it was your strength versus their toughness.
No. So I consolidated the Necron Warriors.
Yeah.
Your strength 4, right?
Yeah.
At the time, let's say your strength 4.
Cool.
I'm like, okay, well, I just fought, so roll a d6, add it to strength 4. You roll a 3, all right, 4 plus 3 is 7. You did not beat my strength 8. You just take d6 mortal wounds.
Yeah. So, but what if I'm in the Protocol of the Hungry Boy?
If you're strength 5 and you roll like a 5, you got a 10, you beat mine, whatever.
Okay.
So,
So it can be modified. I didn't know if it was unmodified.
No, it's your modified strength.
Okay.
Yep. It's still pretty cool, and it's not it's a normal test, so it's not anything that can be CP rerolled. It's just if you fail, you fail.
Yeah.
And also if I ever kill a model with that, I get a 5 feel no pain for the rest of the game. Which is great because if the Swarm Lord just launches a Demon Karen in, hits something and kills a guardsman with this little D6 mortal wound thing, which is very achievable.
Very likely.
Very likely. Then it's just like boom, take D6 mortal wounds and I have a 5 feel no pain.
Imagine
like,
a Nurgling base.
Yeah, just
zoop 2. All right, thanks for the feel no pain, my man. Or does you have to kill the base?
I have to kill a model.
Kill a model, yeah. Which it should kill a Nurgling base for sure.
Yeah, it's not unlikely. Although if I charge Nurglings, I think the Demon Karen may just eat them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a good unit to have the 1 CP reroll the wound, and then rerolling all your hits naturally. Where the older sighting talons are reroll 1s to hit, these are reroll all hit rolls. And if that's a change made in the Tyranny Codex, that will really help a lot of the absolute trash units in that codex be takeable.
Let's see. If Guard were to get a new codex tomorrow, what changes would you want to see to the Guard?
I want Bulgrin to be a real melee unit. I think that the Guard codex is really not that far from competitive. I think, honestly, I'm perfectly okay taking all of the Psychic Awakening rules and folding them into the codex. And I honestly think they're very viable. I would love to see a couple cool stratagems. I want a 3 CP stratagem to fire a Death Strike missile without having to roll. Because that is the stupidest freaking mechanic. To fire a Death Strike missile, you need to roll a d6.
Yeah, I know. It's ridiculous.
Add the turn number and get a 8. An 8! So you can't fire at turn 1. Turn 2, you need a 6+. It is like entirely possible that you get through a 5-turn game without being allowed to fire Death Strikes. Like, hey man, the orcs are literally 3 inches away from us. Do you think we can fire yet? No. We're counting down. Great.
Now, is it an AoE effect of like 2d3 mortals?
I think it's 3d3.
3d3?
Like no. God, what does it even do? I want to say it's heavy 2d6. Every hit causes a mortal wound, and then you roll for the unit and any enemy units within 6 inches of it,
and those units take mortal wounds on a 3+. So like you just dump mortals on someone.
Yeah.
And I can see that being
Death
cool.
Strike
It's a Death Strike missile. Make the Death Strike missile have a literal purpose whatsoever. Because like I just cannot in good conscience go to a competitive game where the Death Strike missile may not fire. Like and
How many points is the actual platform?
it's like 160, 170 points.
Yes, that's
Like that's a full payload Manticore that might not fire once. Like it may just be punking out a heavy bolter shot. And like it's a cool weapon, but like I'm not gonna pretend that that is as good as 4 turns of Manticore that I know I'm going to shoot. Like a lot of mortal wounds is good.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, but there are also just gonna be armies where it's like this is worthless.
And it's once you actually get it off, it's done.
Yeah, it's one shot weapon. Yeah, that's all it is. After that, it's a heavy bolter. Like I just don't.
Maybe you do the strat, but you can only use it turn 2 onward.
That's fine.
Turn 1 alpha.
I'm totally okay with that. Just give me a 1 or 2 CP. I really would rather not be 3. Just give me a stratagem to fire a Death Strike missile.
Or maybe they give you the strat gives you like +2 to the roll or something.
A 1 CP +2 to the roll would be like acceptable, but even then, like a 4+, I don't fire it. It still feels so bad. All right, a 1 CP +2.
I don't think they're gonna do automatic.
Why not?
It just seems
Like,
unlikely.
well, honestly, they should remove the mechanic entirely and just let you fire the darn thing. Countdown is just you cannot fire a turn 1.
Yeah.
And you can only fire 1 Death Strike missile a turn. Done. Right, you don't take 3 and shoot them all turn 2. That would be silly. I acknowledge this. Or maybe like you have to take 1 movement phase and not move, and then you can fire it the next turn, so that you don't reserve a Death Strike, have it roll on, and just launch.
Yeah.
Just YOLO a missile. Like just like it can perform an action. Do not move. Don't do any of the normal action things. Next turn, you can fire the freaking missile. Just make it viable. Guard are really close, honestly. All they really need, in my opinion, is a little bit of counter. Honestly, a little bit of counter punch. A little bit of counter punch in combat. There's a couple of units that cost a little bit too much for what they do. I would frankly just like the sponsor, or not the sponsor, but the whole mounted heavy bolters and heavy flamers to be free on all the limit rest chassis, and then they're good. Guard are close. Guard are really not far off. What do you think the Tyranid rumor will be? That's Kyle Norman asking. There was the rumor mill, that little sneak image that they do, looks vaguely Tyranid-esque, and I'm going to be honest. They have had fairly vaguely Tyranid-esque looking rumors on before, and they've all ended up not being Tyranids. There was the one time where the rumor mill was a Tyranid, and that ended up being a new Catachan model. That was heartbreaking. They, like I'm really like not getting my hopes up that this is an actual Tyranid model, but if it is, I will be extremely happy. But I don't know, the way that tail was, moving around on that thing, that looked like it was like some kind of like bird or a dragon like perched on something. Maybe it's like a winged ripper or something on like a larger biomorph. I don't know. I would love for it to be a Tyranid. I really would, because Tyranids are just such a cool army. They really are.
It's a slain Tyranid on a Tau base.
No.
I'd like to see.
No. Why are you against the Tyranids? Like, I'm
No,
not.
I'm just teasing.
All right, you goon.
I'm
The,
totally happy to
us
see
us
Tyranids.
Unloved ally-less Xenos factions need to stick together.
I would,
Necrons got their due. Orcs, Tyranids, and Tau are just like,
I would much rather see Tyranids get a good rule set
then
than any Chaos book
yeah, that's true. 100%. Or Eldar.
or Eldar.
Yes, the non-Eldar Xenos factions. Okay, I think that's all of the washing on this one.
They're just a more interesting faction anyway.
Oh, see, we're not even halfway through. This is perfect. All right, so we're going to bonk that Demon Karen down, and then I think we're going to slap a base on the other.
Talk team events. There's a big
Oh my
WTC tabletop simulator team event coming up, and Anarmisil is going to be on one of those teams with some other U.S. players who've been doing well at events. So I don't follow the TTS events.
Anarmisil, is this
Besides
team
the one-
already made? Can I sneak on this? I really miss team events. I would play TTS to get some team action in.
Yeah, and I think it's like Team Ukraine, Team Spain are putting some of their guys out there.
Anarmisil's one of your clients, right?
Yes.
Anarmisil, message Siegler if there's a spot open there. I'd be interested in that.
You get John on your team. How about that?
Get John on your team.
John is great at pairings.
I'll play
prep.
literally any army. Don't care what guys you have. Just I will find something. I'll play Pure Knights. It's not a problem. I'll win with Pure Knights. That's the impressive part. 2-0 with the Pure Knights, baby. We're gonna make it happen.
Pure Slanesh.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Slanesh is like a really good team format army.
You guys gotta also check the website chat.
Mhm.
People are talking there. Someone message on Facebook.
It's not showing up here, but let's see.
Refresh. Yeah, we've had it up. It's mostly stopped raining.
Let's see. We reload the page. But
Yeah, sorry about that if we are missing your wonderful comments. We absolutely would love to see them. So we're gonna try to refresh all the pages, get this working again.
usually you don't have to refresh. That was why it was weird. But
Usually not.
checking now. It's going very slow.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just been a weird day today. Internet has not been doing what I like internet to do.
And I think there was one other question.
There's so many like different builds that are like competitive right now that honestly like a team format would just be a blast.
Lyle says, finally able to talk. Been yelling into the void on Vimeo.
Oh.
I'm looking at the comments there, and it's not looking like anything was coming up, but. I'm not seeing anything on there.
That's unfortunate.
Try one more time. But glad to have you with us, Lyle.
Welcome,
now that
Lyle.
all the, what do you think of the Tyranid? Oh yeah, you got the Tyranid
Mhm.
one. So, Anarmiso said he's pretty sure he can get you in.
Oh, okay. All right, Narmacel. Shoot me a message on Facebook. I'm willing to discuss my salary, any benefits I'll be getting as well. I would really like dental if you're going to sign me. We can come to an arrangement, I'm sure.
Now that all the LV and open lists have been shared, which ones have caught your all's attention?
I actually haven't read them yet. Not even gonna lie to you.
I can.
All right. It's
Basically what-
It has been a busy
So-
week for John.
For Art of War Down Under, they have Grey Knights with Eric Lathuris running
Yep.
them, and then I think it was
I think he's playing into Aaron Green's Orcs round
Aaron
one.
Green's Orcs. Yep.
Granites into Orcs feels like it could get rough. Is Eric bringing a firepower Granite list?
He's got 30 Purifiers and
So like
10 Paladins.
it's like max out silencers and
No, he's not running the Purgation Squads.
no. I mean,
But he's got a
the
crazy-
purifiers can take the silencers.
He took them all as Stormbolter ones.
Interesting. That still might be enough to kill orcs.
Yeah. It's
So-
'cause now only one of them gets the Cybolt each turn. But
Sure.
yeah, I mean, it is still a crazy volume of fire, and they're very good in combat as well.
Mhm.
But I don't think he has the combat buffs that I typically bring with the Paladin Ancient Exploding
really
Sixes.
like that Paladin
It's
Ancient.
just, he's so good.
Exploding sixes, folks. It actually changes your life. Like once you get those like things on sixes,
Yeah,
you really don't want
He
to.
doesn't take Drago either, which is I don't know what's going on.
Ugh.
His list is
Eric
weird.
forges his own work
He's
path,
got-
though.
He got Castlin Crow in there. Like, what is going on? I
No Drago.
frankly do not know.
Castling
Understand
Crow.
it.
I got nothing. He really likes his Castling Crow.
Yep.
He's specifically bringing
I mean,
the
that-
anti-aberrant tech just in case someone goes anti.
That honestly might be just style points for Eric's like, I can play 85 points down, HQ slot down, no problem.
Yep.
But that list is Liam Hackett's
Mhm.
60 Possessed.
Yep.
Into, what is he playing into?
That I don't remember.
Get some other zany list, frankly.
I really like
I don't think it's...
Brad Chester's Salamanders. I worked with him on that.
yeah, Brad's playing
he's
into
got
TJ's Death Guard.
Adrax Agatone, which I am of course a huge fan of Adrax Agatone because Adrax slaps. Like there's just no way around it. Like this
So
dude just
flat 3 damage hammer.
flat 4.
4.
Yeah, he just walks around to the flat 4
Whoops.
Thunderhammer. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Don't want this guy getting...
No, Adrax like, ugh. Can you imagine like you're like, hey, I brought out my Death Shroud Terminators. They're -1 damage, 3 wounds each. Adrax just runs through the whole squad by himself. I'm like, get out of here. Like you try to swing back, but Adrax is also -1 damage. It just doesn't work.
Oh, boy.
Adrax like seriously slaps. I really love that guy. I think he's an absolutely fantastic character. Like I think he's a literal auto take if you play Salamanders. And I know Brad Chester's a big old fan of the Salamanders, so I've been hyping him up on Adrax for a while. He's finally taken him. He's like, you know what? I like Adrax. I'm like, yes.
I think his speed was the only issue.
Nah, dude, Space Marines, like, the game just works, honestly. Like, I don't have an actual answer for that, because people are like, isn't like a walking apothecary too slow? I'm like, yes, he is, but actually, it's just gonna work out, trust me. You just put it on the table and it'll work. And it does, every time. like, if you need it to happen, you're gonna make it happen. Okay. Jink. Oh, these Demon Karens are coming along great. This is wonderful. I love it when you don't have like power vents and cords and all of this like random like different color detail. Like on a Sisters of Battle Army where you have to paint like 50 fleur-de-lis per squad, that gets old. Tyranids, grab a dry brush, folks. You're in for a ride. Just goes so much faster. Airbrush and dry brush is the name of the day.
Can Brad's list get out of the first round though? Seems super tough into TJ's triple monster mash.
You know what? I think he's got a chance. TJ's list looks really solid. Looks very good to Space Marines. Not gonna lie to you there. Would not be at all surprised if TJ was able to take home the W. But I do like, as an overall statement, I do like Brad's list.
Definitely not the easiest matchup he could have gotten.
Not the easiest round one you could ask for. But you know what? With a crowd like this, there's no easy round ones.
Yeah, there really isn't.
That was never really in the cards. I really just... I'm most interested in the 60 Possessed, honestly. It's like, if I'm going to make a prediction, it's that the 60 Possessed is going to win several games, and it's going to look amazing, and then the one time it loses, it's going to lose hard. Because I don't think it's going to win the event. I don't think it's going to be like a one and done, though. I think it's going to win a couple of games.
If it wins one game, it probably plays that Grey Knight list.
Yeah, because the winner of the Grey Knights and Orcs will play.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous.
I just cannot see it beating
Grey Knights, that would be so disastrous.
It's just like, mortal wounds, my man.
Do you actually know all of the things that Grey Knights do to demons, or just anytime you play them, you just go double check?
I double check, but he doesn't have Drago, so
no rerolling damage.
No rerolling the damage, but that's still.
But they innately reroll
crazy
wounds
fun.
into demons, right?
Yeah, they reroll wounds.
Yeah, and the mortal wounds from Smite are not inconsiderable.
No, especially in the psychic type.
Yep.
Because he's not taking the silencers all over the place, so he can actually just go switch between
tides. Yeah, that makes sense. So 5 smites to kill 20 possessed? No, it'd be 10 smites.
No, 10.
Still, that's...
You're crippling the unit.
Yeah, you're not one-shotting it. That's fair.
Yeah.
And you got a shooting phase for that.
Yes.
That would be an interesting one. That's one I would watch.
Phase. Yeah.
Because Liam Hackett's a pretty good player, so he might be able to connive his way out of that. I'd be very interested to watch it, honestly.
Yeah. The problem is just how the heck do you get through 30 purifiers with invuln buffs and 10 paladins?
That's a great question.
What?
I don't have an answer.
He has the strikes. He's got the strike squads and stuff to move block as well. I think.
I think that's a pretty bad match.
Yeah, I think that's probably the worst match he could have gotten.
Yeah.
Now he has to. They both have to.
Yeah, they both have to win it there. Maybe the orcs win out, and then the orcs go into the 20 possessed or the 60 possessed. Oh, you know what? Honestly, Goth Boys might actually just.
Goth Boys do it.
Yeah, I think one unit of Goth Boys could actually kill that many possessed.
Yeah, because he won't have the 5 of Phoenix hand, right?
He could. I think they're Slanesh.
They are Slanesh.
I think only one unit will have it, of course, but no, I think he's Slanesh, so he can get it. Just interesting stuff. I should sit down and read through all those lists sometime soon. Definitely by this weekend. And if you haven't checked out the Las Vegas Nopen, as we are so affectionately calling it, you definitely should go onto Frontline Gaming's website and take a nice look at that event. It's going to be super exciting. We're going to have 2 games for you.
One of which is the final. And Chapter Tactics just released today a breakdown of their favorite lists.
Ooh, nice. Snivar asks, Snivar, let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right. I'm sorry. Ever thought of doing a how to deal with series on how to deal with the top meta lists? That's definitely something that we've looked into, or a similar concept. Actually, we're having a YouTube video that's going to come out very soon. That is specifically how to deal with Death Guard.
Yep, John and I did that.
Yep, and honestly, I thought it was a really good video. Death Guard have some super interesting builds and ideas, so I'm really excited to see how they evolve and how people evolve to them, and then how Death Guard will evolve to that. Because
Like, we immediately saw, like, the first prototype Death Guard lists, and I hard pivoted the White Scars. Like, nope, no, like, Inceptor's out, Chaplain out, Multi-Melt Attack Bikes are the new black. And that worked very well into Death Guard, and the Death Guard list is already starting to change. And I'm like, okay, we may have to do this again.
Well, I still think the multi-melt attack bikes are monies.
They are, I like them. And I think that, because what we're seeing now is, like, maybe Contemptor Dreads and more shooting, and the Inexorable. I think we can deal with that. It's just, that's going to be hard.
We might just need more redundancy there.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of the 2 Blood Angel lists in the Nopen? I can't figure out why 30 Sanguinary Guard are better than 30 Vanguard Veterans. Well, they may not be. But that's a question for you from Lyle Dixon.
They're not.
All right, there we go.
Vanguard are better.
Vanguard Veterans are
Storm
pretty
Shields
darn
are
good.
better than any other piece of warrior you can get. Why is he running that? Because he's running Blood Angels. And you might as well run their unique units.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, King Hef is asking how the White Scars got on into the Death Guard. The White Scars did pretty decent. They held their own, let's say. I was fortunately able to pull a victory with the White Scars. Pretty dominant scoreboard in that one. The speed of White Scars compared to Death Guard was a very major telling point when Mark's list at the time did not have enough shooting to really contend with me. And that very quickly proved to be a bad thing for him. So we'll see how the Death Guard lists continue to evolve, because I doubt that will be status quo. But for that version, White Scars took the victory. Now, what I need to do here is get the Black Templars ready to dunk on these Dreadnought lists. Black Templar time. Go get them.
Devout push?
Devout push straight into that. Absolutely.
Chad enjoyed the devout push with the scouts.
Honestly, I really wanted to take deploy scramblers in that game purely so that I could flex by not charging with the devout push unit that then deployed a scrambler and didn't fail the action. So you can launch those scouts 27 inches, deploy a scrambler, and then consolidate into combat, fight someone. And that's a flex right there. You folks know you want to see that. But I really like devout push for very obvious reasons. It's such a great strategy.
Well, you're just very devout.
I am very devout as well. My loyalty to the Emperor knows no bounds.
Yeah, I mean, the answer is Vanguard vets are just better. They don't have 30 Vanguard vets built and painted, and nobody other channels are going to have really that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I do. As much as I like Sanguinary Guard, I really like Vanguard Veterans a little bit more. I like the fact that Sanguinary Guard can be 4-mans. You can get a cheaper, good unit than you can with Vanguard Veterans, and that is not a bad thing. But bang for buck, I would still rather have a big brick of Vanguard Veterans than Sanguinary Guard, pretty much every time. Let's see here.
No, we don't talk about Blood Angels in that one. We just talk more broadly about Marines. And then we break down Marines, Sisters, AdMech. We had Demons in there.
Yep.
And I think it
Necrons.
was Necrons as well.
Yep. We tried to go through all of what we consider to be the top tier armies, and then we went over some overall selling points for that any army could apply.
Yeah,
I think it was a very good video, and it should be on our YouTube channel very soon. If you're a member of our YouTube channel, which you should be if you're watching this, then you will be able to get early access to that as soon as it's up. And I think our Death Guard review video is already up.
Yep.
If you want to check that out, and the next video will be up very soon.
Yep. What are your least favorite deployments and missions?
The Scour. It's very simple.
I think priority targets and direct assault are both poor missions.
For missions, I would agree.
They're poorly designed because they're completely different than the others in that they have an extremely easy mission secondary.
Yeah.
And they're also, it's like going first on direct assault is just very difficult to catch up on points.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree with that.
Because it's 5 objectives, it's table quarters, you can move block the center objective, and if your opponent wants to keep up with your secondaries, which are domination, direct assault, and whatever else you want to take, it's either they take the same thing, and then if you move block them out for a single turn, it's a 6-point swing.
Yeah, that's huge.
Well, it's a 12-point swing, really, because you get the 6 points, they don't. It's just very tough. I think those missions are silly. I think they should just.
I
They just need to change the secondary.
The secondary specifically needs to be a lot harder.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm a big fan of things like deploy scramblers, where it's a super easy secondary that has a cap on how many points you can score that's not 15.
Yeah.
Like, if direct assault
And
was...
it's up to your opponent. Can they still play to deny it?
Yeah. But, like, honestly, if priority targets was just 2 points every turn you hold yours, where that's a very safe 10, that's okay, I think. And then you get 4 points if you hold yours and the opponent's, because that's hard. Holding yours and your opponent's is a hard thing to do. And you have to do that 2 or 3 times to get a max score.
Yeah.
But if it was just 2 points instead of 3, so that it's like, yes, I can get a safe 10 here instead of a literal automatic 15.
I think you have to move the first objective that you pull. That has to be your priority target one.
Maybe.
Because you usually want to pull your opponent's one away.
Yeah.
But that one's the one that's very tough to...
Style list that
I don't have any shooting for Blood Angels painted, so it was going to be that list.
Yep.
And just accept
Yeah,
it.
Plasmid Scepters are basically, and Plasmid Scepters to Death Guard is a very slow process. If you watched the White Scar into Death Guard game, I shot Plasmid Scepters for 5 turns in a row in Death Guard. And I did something, but it wasn't that much.
Yeah, I think over the 3 turns that I shot mine, I did a couple damage to a bloat drone and killed 1 Terminator.
Yeah, it's
Great.
not quite enough there.
Not for a 275 point unit.
Nope. Not quite.
So, yeah, honestly, I would just bring even more just random melee stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Random OBSEC.
I do like random OBSEC. I think just having more troops is great into Death Guard.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the Elvian Open has a lot of really cool lists, and we'll be playing our first matchup /Demons versus the Necrons on Saturday.
Yeah, none of the new Death Guard in there. I think TJ had his Death Guard soup list in there, where it's got Magnus and Mortarion and a Lord of Change, I think.
I think it's just... Yeah, I think it's that Monster Mash build.
Yep, that's going to be very interesting. I'm really curious to see how that ends up for Mr. TJ. That first game with Brad's probably going to be telling. But it should be pretty interesting, honestly.
Yeah, I wonder who they play into in the next round.
I'd have to check that. Yeah, I'm not sure who their natural next pairing is going to be.
Might be tabletop. I think it's Vanguard Tactics and Tabletop Titans at the top.
Mm-hmm. There's actually a bracket on
War and somebody else.
There's a bracket on Challenge, however you say it.
Yeah.
I should go check that out, fill it out. I do really enjoy brackets. Love me some March Madness, all kinds of brackets. I'm here for it. So I should go check that out, actually. Alright, let's get a nice drapish on this. These boys are big. There's a lot of stuff in the Steam account.
Glad you guys know it's Saturday. John kept saying next weekend on stream yesterday. Had me worried. No, I know the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sunday will be the final.
Yeah, I'm objectively aware of the schedule. I just keep saying it wrong. Like, I know what it is. I just say the wrong thing.
It's next weekend.
It's next weekend. Yeah. Promise, folks, we will not miss it. Wouldn't dream of it.
Mark did take the double 4 pinball though, so 50% chance to deny those Manir saves.
Did he already roll them?
He picked on his list.
You can't pick both 4-pinball, I don't think.
You can't pick both?
No.
Are you sure?
I thought he picked 1 4-pinball,
Okay,
1 -1 wound.
Alright. He picked definitely 1 4 pinball.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That I
So
believe.
yeah, I don't think he's going to roll.
Yeah.
He ended up.
That's what I recall, is that he had Shalaxian 2 keepers, and one of them was a 4-pinball and one was -1 to wound.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. But I should be able to double check that list and make sure.
The -1 to wound one, I just basically ignore that in shooting and just send the Lich Guard in to murder it.
It's
like, oh, you -1 attack on me? Ah, cool, 40 attacks.
Yeah,
Over
merely
close.
40.
Why don't you get wrecked?
-1 to hit doesn't hurt.
Get off my table, John. Got +1 to hit. And reroll ones from the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Lord's gonna do work.
Still wounded on 5s?
No. I will pop the strats.
Okay.
Minimum force.
Can you get it with a +1 to wound?
What?
You can give it a... What's its strength, I guess?
It's strength 6.
Oh,
Plus
and then-
1 with the strap.
Yeah.
And then you can, if you're in Protocol of the Hungry Void, you can get Strength 8.
Well, Strength 8 would definitely... That would suck. No way around that.
And then obviously those sweet reroll wounds from the big man himself, the Silent King.
The big old Silent King.
No, I'm excited. Like, I think it's a good mission for Mark.
Mm-hmm. Which mission is it?
Overrun. So it's a Dawn of War style one.
Oh, okay.
So he can get onto my objectives quickly, but I do have a hellacious amount of firepower and
Yep.
melee.
And in Dawn of War, with you,
It's gonna
Necrons
be
have
big.
traditionally short-ranged firepower, usually. So on Dawn of War, they'll also be able to bring that to bear a little faster. Although, I think it's going to be a bloody game pretty quick either way.
Yeah, Slanesh is not a list where he sits on his half of the board and I sit on mine.
Yep.
Because I'll just get to Silent King him the whole game.
Yep.
So
That's not what you want.
It's gonna be interesting to see how aggressive Mark plays and.
Shunk. Demicaran.
What are your Space Marine faction rankings? John and I actually did an entire Space Marine faction ranking.
And the Worm, that was a couple weeks ago, though.
A couple weeks ago, so there's always time to do it again. But I think from that ranking, the best factions we had White Scars number 1, and Dark Angels is number 2, and I think those are probably going to remain.
Yeah, I think we had Blood Angels and Dark Angels as an almost tie, but I think at this stage...
No, we had Blood Angels like 4.
We did have them?
Yeah.
Oh, really? I thought we had them at 3.
No.
Okay.
We didn't have them at 3. We had...
We had, what was it? It's Death Watch and Blood Angels that were
we
kind
had
of
Death Watch
close.
first, yeah.
Yeah, Death Watch and Blood Angels I think were like our tied for 3 and 4. Although I think Death Watch will probably take that.
What we said, yeah, Death Watch would, because in the mirror matchup, that anti-charge power is very
It's really
very
good.
strong against Blood Angels, where you have to charge the closest, which could be 4 servitors if you wanted it to be. My God, I would, if I was playing Death Watch, I would make it 4 servitors hidden behind a ruin.
Yeah, absolutely. Just run this.
10 Sanguinary Guard. Why don't you
Servitors.
pick up those? I'll pick up the servitors just for you. No problem.
We don't need to roll this, don't worry.
But yeah, those are our best Marines.
Yeah.
But most of the Marines are very strong. Like Black Templars are strong.
If I were to round out a top 5, I would put Ultramarines there.
Ultramarines are great.
But Black Templars are knocking on the door.
Salamander's still very powerful.
Yeah, there's a lot of good Marine chapters
So.
still.
Just baseline Marine is a very good place to be. Afternoon, guys. Are you looking forward to the Raven Wing on Saturday? Those rules look pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like Deathwing and Ravenwing. Dark Angels are very cool. I'm not an OG Dark Angel player, but I am one now. So I am very excited to get those full rules so I can start cracking on lists, start painting things. We can try to get some Dark Angels onto some streams for you. That's what I'm excited about.
Yep, we will have at least 2 games of Dark Angels next week.
Absolutely. In the Worm and on YouTube, so you can check it out in both places. So I would highly encourage.
Is that a Dema Karen there? It
is a Dema Karen!
It's 2 of them.
This is the second Demon Karen. There's another one right over here. Folks, I am making it happen. I love my Tyranids.
It's been so long,
It's
John.
been so long. I really do love them, though, and I have not forgotten. Nick has moved on. Nick has forgotten the warm touch of the hive mind. He's like, I don't know. What does the Swarm Lord do again?
What does GSC do?
Yeah, why are you 4-armed Emperor? Yeah, okay. That's okay though. I have stayed loyal to the hive mind. Always. I always praise the Emperor in all things I do. 4 arms or 2. He has at least 2 arms, maybe more. How aggressive will Mark play? As if that's ever in doubt. Is John excited to put some gold armor and do his best Mark impression next week? You know what? I'm always excited to play Custodes. I can be aggressive with Custodes if that's what we need to do. And maybe if I need to go start purging, I will be as aggressive as I need to. But when it comes to defending the Emperor, you can never be too aggressive. Persecuting the foes of humanity.
Do you ever play different points values, such as 1,000 points?
They're
Chronically,
not
no.
really.
No.
I don't think I've played anything other than 2,000 points in 9th edition, now that you say that.
Yeah.
I was going to say very rarely, because I'm like, I've played like a game or 2, but actually I don't think I have a 9th. I stick very much so to the tournament standard.
Yeah. The reason is the game just isn't balanced at those points values.
Yeah,
They balance it for 2,000 points.
It's a very different kind of balance,
Yeah.
where some things are probably a lot better at 1,000 points.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, like a knight. Like, I think Imperial Knights are like probably one of the best armies in the game at 1,000 points. It's like 2 Megara and an Armiger. Like, just literally actually just 2 Megara. It's like, surprise, you can't kill either of these. Like, let's just go. And you don't have enough to hold all the objectives. Loudix was referring to some seminary gold. You know what? I'm excited for that too. I honestly forget what armies I'm playing in upcoming games.
You're playing Blood Angels.
Playing Blood Angels. I'm okay with that. I will happily put on my sanguinary guard.
I'll send you the list.
Okay.
It's a TTS League list.
Alrighty. I will do it. No problem. Now, of course, it should have Gabriel Seth in it, if we're just being objective here.
It has Dante, but we don't have Dante. So
what if we
run the chapter?
Hold on. This is for Lyle, right? Lyle,
Yeah.
what if we drop Dante and put in Gabriel Seth?
Make it Flesh Terrors?
Make it Flesh Terrors. I will go buy his Gabriel Seth and have it painted by Thursday, on my honor, if you'll do that. Today's Wednesday?
It's really Lyle.
That's next week, right? Next Thursday?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. By next Thursday, 100%. We'll have a fully painted Gabriel Seth. By then, guaranteed.
Is it next Thursday or is it Tuesday?
Don't care. I can do it. I can do it by the weekend.
But there's a lot of Blood Angel players talking smack, so that's why he wants
Oh, talking smack against, what is Necrons?
Necrons, yeah.
God, this is round 5 of Seagull plays as Necrons into an army John has never played before. I am here for it, folks. We're going to make it work.
I'm not trying to do this.
Siegler has been pulling his puppet strings like a conniving little
This is
tech
what Lyle
priest.
wants.
No, this is what Siegler wants. Siegler is commanding his drones to make this happen. I know the truth. I see through your lies.
Yeah, it's Anthony in the Art of War Discord.
Mm-hmm. Alright, Lyle, let me know how you feel about Gabriel Seth versus Dante. Because I know how I feel. One of them has a giant chainsword. And the other's Dante.
What's his sword called? Sith?
Jeez.
What's the name of it? 'Cause it's not Heaven's Teeth is
No.
is cool,
I
though.
think it's like it's something suitably bloody. I actually don't know. It's like gore. It's not gore like Father Gore. Those are all world eaters. I don't know. I don't know what his chainsword's called. It's a giant eviscerator though, and I love it.
Yeah, that's great. Not our fault. Just happens to be both Sieg's armies. I can't play myself. There's a debate if John was up to the task.
Ugh.
Or Mark should do it.
The Blood Angels, get out
Yeah.
of here. Space Marines, put me in coach. You play one Space Marine chapter, you play all of them. No problem.
Oh boy.
No problem. Alright. I think I got the blue first coat on that.
John's just happy he doesn't have to play into Death Guard.
No, I want to play into Death Guard.
With Blood Angels?
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Okay.
I'll write the list. Not doing this literally, gun crap, though, I'll tell you that much. There will be guns if I'm playing into Death Guard. No, sir.
I just realized I don't get to pick a match for winning the TTS League. If so, I don't know what Nick put as the prizes for winning. So, if you put that,
either.
let us know.
That's something we've done for TTS leagues in the past, but also Nick forgets to do things sometimes. What's up, Nato?
He could have changed it as well. But I will ask Nick and double check, and if it is, we will make whatever matchup you want happen. Which one of you will fall under the sway of Mr. Vect or just Nick? I think Nick and Mark are the two Drukari.
Yep. Mark likes Yunari, but he likes Dark Eldar. I dabble in Dark Eldar on occasion. I played them for a decent chunk of 8th edition, specifically in an alliance with Harlequins. I really like Homunculus Covens, where if Cabal and Witch Cult are the most powerful of the different options, I'll probably let Nick and Mark kind of take over. I don't really feel the need. If Covens specifically are good, I will probably try my hand at it a couple times, because I really like Covens. I like building the models. I like painting them. I like playing them. They've got the best. They have the coolest rules of the current codex. So we'll kind of wait and see what's actually good. Dark Eldar aren't an army that I just like love. I just really like Incubi, and I really like Covens. Yeah. So if those things are good, I'll probably take them for a spin at least once.
If Vect came back as a model,
okay. If Vect came back as a model,
I would
if
play
the Incubi have trench coats, then I'm in. No problem. But I don't think we're getting. I think that they're only going to do those giant named characters in a campaign. That's my theory, because
besides the Silent King,
yeah, he's not even that cool.
Giant named character. He's the gigantic.
Literally, no one knew who he was until the codex came out.
Best.
That's fine. I'm talking like Lionel Johnson, Vect, Goleman. Goleman came back in a campaign book. Magnus came in a campaign book.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm thinking. Why not, right?
I mean, they announced a campaign book.
Yeah, there's a campaign book
We
coming.
have no idea when it's
We
coming.
have no idea what or when. They announced this like 2 months ago. We haven't heard a word since. Like,
Well, these Sisters models are probably going to be a part of it because Sisters
Yep.
are in there, right?
Yep. And then we know that there's like that starter box that has Dark Eldar and Sisters in it. Like, I feel like that's got to be coming out around the Dark Eldar Codex.
Yeah, it's Dark Eldar, right?
I think it's Dark Eldar, Death Guard, Knights, and Admech, and Sisters maybe.
Sisters, yeah.
I think maybe it's not Admech. Maybe it's Sisters.
No, it was Admech because it's on Forge World Metallica.
Oh, you know that makes a lot of sense. Yes,
I think that's what they
it's
said.
Admech. Maybe it wasn't Knights then. I don't know, but like I think like
No,
those
I think
4
it was
or 5.
Knights and Admech.
Okay.
It has like the Imperium side.
Okay.
Maybe
so
it wasn't Sisters.
Maybe it wasn't Sisters, but then Sisters, you know, they're getting plastic models. You'd like to think they're coming soon. I'd love to see that rule set come out in March. I want like cool new
Just
rules
keep
for
giving
Knights.
us
Like
new rules.
I'm already hyped for Knights. If they get like bonuses, I'm in there like swimwear. Like
Take away
let's get
rotate
it
iron
done.
shields and John cries.
We have one stratagem.
It's just gone, John.
Literally the only stratagem I
No.
use, like rotate ion shield, reroll saves, play Knights. That's all I do. It's like, load up on relics and warlord traits. All right, I got 11 rotates in this list. Let's go. Just ration them out.
Anymore.
GW distribution issues have probably ruined their release schedule for months.
Yeah.
That's probably true. That's a very unfortunate reality of the world we're in right now. I would like to think that they can overcome these challenges, but it may take them a minute. So
But,
we're rooting for them.
Thanks again for that super chat, Matt.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
will,
Thank you. We appreciate it.
100% be playing tons of Drukari on the stream. I
Oh,
know
literally no doubt.
we've taken a bit of a pause on them, but they will be back.
Yeah,
for Dungeons.
I mean, we did the same thing. We didn't play Death Guard for a little bit.
Or Necrons.
Or Necrons for a little bit,
Like,
right? Before the releases. But, like, you've seen how much Necrons and Death Guard we were playing. Trust me, I haven't played Dark Angels since, like, December. We're coming hot and heavy. There's going to be, like, you know, there'll probably be, like, 3 or 4 Dark Angel games alone in the next, like, 3 weeks.
What do you guys think is the Death Guard's worst matchup?
Should I say it? Should I tell them the truth?
I mean, I don't think their worst matchup is White Scars.
I was going to say Knights.
Knights.
The Imperial Knights.
No, it's like...
Honestly, it is.
Yeah.
It straight up is.
The thing is, and you'll see this in the video we talked about,
Yep.
like, one of the things is you want range damage so you don't have to engage them,
Yep.
and you want high AP multi-damage,
Yep.
specifically 3 or 4 damage.
Yeah.
Well, if you spam the Forge World Knights
Yeah, which is
that have flat 3 damage
Yep.
everywhere, it actually gets pretty scary.
So they're not painted yet, so it's why we haven't done these as stream games. But I've played 2 practice games with my pure Imperial Knights because I genuinely believe in Imperial Knights. I genuinely think
the
that
Forge World update was huge.
the Forge World update was literally massive, and the cheaper armigers game changing.
Yep.
Knights don't have diverse options. They don't have a good codex.
Nope.
But they've got 2,000 points of good units they can string together, and that's 3 Megara, 4 Armiger.
Yep.
And I have played that list twice into Death Guard, and I've tabled them both in less than 4 turns. That's Nick Notavati and Jack Harpster Death Guard. No, we're not walking into a random store and getting someone to start collecting Death Guard. No, sir. No. Knights hard counter Death Guard. And that's fine because Knights have plenty of their own problems, like Sisters of Battle existing as a faction. So I'm not trying to tell you that Knights are going to win the LV, no, but you know what? They're cool at least. I really want Knights to be good. We gotta give the chesty cage here an appropriately fleshy look. I think.
Yeah.
We're gonna make this like
Multi-Melted Retributor is just...
multi-melted retributors into Imperial Knights is just like heartbreaking.
Oh, so you did end up failing some saves.
Like, all right, you failed. What was that? 3 dead. like, dang it.
Why is this a thing?
Yeah, seriously, that's about. I think fail 3 saves into multi-melted retributors, and they will just auto delete you because simulacrums are free now. And frankly, you should have been taking them before, but now everyone is. Whereas previously, some Sisters players did not take simulacrums. The fools. Obsec Necrons seem like they have a lot of damage 2 weapons, where Silvertide is damage 1. What do you guys think is Death Guard's worst matchup? Is it Silvertide Necrons? I really want to get... Are we going to do Death Guard into Necrons soon?
We were supposed to, but Dark Angels are coming out, so they got the hotspot this week.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
But yeah,
Death Guard into Necrons would be a super interesting one to watch. I really want to see that. I actually think that Death Guard have some play there.
Oh,
Not saying it's great, but like I think that they can beat the Necrons. Like I would if I were betting money, I'd bet on the Death Guard over the Necrons. But I think that it's close, and I think it's hard, and I do want to see it on the table a couple times.
I think that the change to the shootier build that the Death Guard are looking at adapting is going to be what makes the difference. I think that the initial builds that we were seeing, I would have favored Necrons. But it's going to be tough either way, and definitely could work out a little differently on the table than what I'm thinking on paper. I'm really just thinking of those Dreadnoughts being so good into Necrons.
Yeah, except the Silent King picks up 1 a turn.
-1 damage is not a bad thing to have.
Okay, but it's -1.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, if you
12 damage.
okay, well, let's if the mini heroes both hit both wound and they fail both their saves with a reroll.
They have what do they have?
They have an
5?
invul.
Oh, they have 5 of them.
Yeah, they got a 5 invul. So I feel like if only one minier gets through, then the rest of his shooting with -1 damage may not be enough to knock it out.
No, but it's 9 shots and then the 3/2 damage ones.
Yeah, it's very possible he kills one a turn.
It's only 9 wounds now, right?
It's only 9 wounds.
And
Yeah.
they have a 3 up armor, so they're
3
all
up-
on the invul.
3 up armor, 5 up invul.
Okay, everything's still on the invul.
Yeah, it's very doable. But I mean, they don't degrade either. So if you do 8 wounds to one, it's just gonna shoot next turn.
Pop that Tesla strap, baby.
Pop the Tesla strap. Get it done. Tesla those guys out.
We'll take
All
staff.
right. Getting a nice little fleshy dry brush on my little chest cave. These
Ashley
Demon
still doesn't have simulacrums on 2/3 of her Retributor squads, and stand by the decision. Wow.
All right.
Wow.
All right. Ashley, do you even have hand flamers on your Retributor sergeants? Like, come on. Come on. Your superiors. Let me get the technical term in there.
Defiance. Does the simulacrum mean you lose a weapon or something?
Any model that has a simulacrum can't have a heavy weapon.
Okay.
So like, there is a legitimate trade-off.
So if you're
like,
if you're not taking if you're taking the smaller squads,
if you're taking 5 girls, 4 multi-meltas, you can't have a simulacrum.
yeah, that makes sense.
Because the sergeant can't have it. And I assume if Ash's list is the same as the one I last seen from her, then I would assume that's what she's doing. But I love them. I like simulacrums a lot.
Maddo painted 6 simulacrums thinking they would never be used. Well, that's the thing. This game is cyclical.
Yeah, I have I think I have 5
Save your
simulacrums
bits.
and 2 of them are painted. But I have 5 of them.
Save
So
your bits.
yes, that's the biggest thing. That I've got all of the bits from my simulacrums from all my sisters' boxes. So literally buy 1 more sisters box, make 10 simulacrums out of it, done. It's like, oh, simulacrums, eh? We can adapt to this. Gribble chest. How gribbly should this chest be? This thing's nasty. I like my gribbles. No.
Sensing a grudge match stream between John and Ashley. See who has the greater faith in the Emperor.
Ooh, snap. Oh, snap. I won't bring White Scars. We'll bring something truly devout, like Black Templars.
Knights.
Oh, God, no.
Just after we
No!
Just after we talked about it.
No! That would be so bad.
I've had 3 saves.
3 saves, Dead Knight. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. You know what? If Mark was playing the Knights, he would literally just like, oh wow, 7 out of 7 invulns. Didn't even rotate.
Yeah.
It's like, great. This is...
It didn't even...
This isn't... Oh, you know it. He's like, yeah, well, last time I didn't rotate and it worked out, so I figured I wouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
It's like dang it, Mark.
No, his logic would be like, he's going to fail enough anyways, might as well save the CP, and then he just rolls all the 5-ups and it's like, you know what? That's average.
Yeah. Yeah, it's average.
Yeah.
It wasn't that far off.
Mark can't make deep strike charges anymore, though. He lost that power.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like, it's like 2 games in a row where I'm just like, waiting. He keeps doing like 9-inch rerolls.
These would be scary if they make him.
Yeah, I just like, I'm like, okay, like this is like very likely to fail, but it's not unlikely to pass. So like, we're going to brace as if it's going to happen, and then it just didn't happen. I'm like, okay, like, is the turn done? He's like, yeah, I guess it's your turn now. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I was expecting to like lose a whole thing here.
Yeah, lose the Grimaldus and get your home objective Obsect.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think I would have lost Grimaldus. I would have lost just the Biker Chaplain.
Oh, it was the bike chaplain.
He was the guy doing the screening over there. And admittedly, losing the Bike Chaplain would have sucked. But also, I think that Assault Intercessors, Grimaldus, and 2 more Intercessor squads going in would have taken care of business. But also, like, did I really want to spend those resources? Absolutely not. Absolutely did not want that. So I was satisfied to just not have to deal with that. Magical how that works. That was a bloody game, though, the Orcs vs. Black Templars. I tell you what, folks. That was a very bloody game. I enjoyed it, though.
Smash against. I love it. It came right back around those last 2 turns.
I know.
Nothing.
Like, literally 100% hit rate. Like, I'm like, alright, like, what is happening here? All came back.
And then not a single one.
Yeah, then the chap would just literally just tanked all of them.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, this is good. When he rolled 3 4s to hit, I'm like, I'm in a forest. It's like, real quick, buddy. Just, gotta tell you.
You probably would have killed the chaplain.
Oh, 100%.
It's like, oh, God.
Yeah, 3 4s to hit, -1 to hit. Saved my bacon. As well as Faith in the Emperor.
Knight Preceptor Lenin has a nice ring to it.
Knight Preceptor Lenin. You know, I always thought of myself as a warden, but Knight Preceptor Lenin is not the worst thing. I, for one, like the Preceptor a lot. It's my favorite knight from the actual book, like the Codex. So I am very not opposed to being.
Is that rules-wise or aesthetics?
Rules-wise. Oh, no. Overall-wise, it's the Valiant, 100%. That thing is a bad man. But just rules-wise, I like the Preceptor the best.
I'm waiting for the Relic Harpoon.
Yeah, seriously, like, just give it...
Flat 6 shots.
Give it the flail thing. Damage overflows with its weapon.
Oops.
It's like, -1 damage, 3 death shards dead. Just line them up, chunk, chunk, chunk. Oh, that'd be beautiful.
That's what it needs.
Yo, you know what? With all these 9 wound dreadnoughts, I'm gonna go buy a Valiant. Like,
You had that Valiant from...
I did. I
gave John a Valiant.
You did, and then I turned a Valiant into 2 boxes of Centurions. And that was necessary. It was a fully necessary thing that I do not regret.
Not anymore.
Yeah, well, okay, right now, I still have the Centurions and they're useless, so maybe I should warp fire those. Turn it into a Valiant again.
It's going to be like 3 editions before Centurions are back.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They're paying for their crimes.
Oh, no, my God. And trust me, I partook in those crimes. Did a solid number with those White Scar Centurions. That was so fun, too. But yeah, no, I don't think they're, like, literally ever going to be.
No, and then Raven Guard took over and like, no.
Yeah, oh my God, twice? Absolutely not. GW has no interest in Centurions. Like, yeah, we sold out our stock. Yep, nerf them.
Right into oblivion.
Yep, straight out the door.
It was no mercy either. It wasn't.
Oh my
like
God, no.
We're gonna nerf them. It was like we're just not seeing these anymore.
No.
Don't put them on the table.
Yeah, just box them up. Like I literally like all of mine are like tabletop, as in like I can put them on a table, but they're never getting finished. Yeah. Literally never. They're dead. For all intents and purposes.
Even mixed without the cords.
Those are these aggressors.
Oh, those are the aggressors.
Yeah, those are aggressors. There's like a small argument like after the points changes and like the old codex were like, they get some cool buffs. Maybe in salamanders they're not that much more than an aggressor unit, and then just immediately worse. It's like, okay. Never mind. Spoke with the list designer, John. He says Seth is a no-go with that list. Says it changes too much about what the list is set up to do. Regular chapter master would be better. Dang it! Gabriel Seth is... It's not about what the list does. It's about who's got a bigger chainsword.
He has a big sword.
He has a big chainsword. He fights twice. I just want to punch people, darn it.
Him and the Judiciar with their giant swords.
Dude, no kidding. Oh, that Judiciar went hard in the paint. I really was not expecting.
He saw Hellbreak go down. He was like,
he's like, are you kidding me?
Watch.
Like, absolutely not.
I'm the new chapter master. Put me in, coach. Just cuts Gaz's head off, brings it back.
Oh my God, yeah. He's like, all right. Like, brings it back to, like, the council's like, yeah, so the chapter master was dead, and I just cut Gazfield's head off. Like, what do you think, right? put me in, coach. Primaris chapter master, done. God, yeah, and Hellbreak died so hard, too. Like,
yeah, it was just not even a thing. It's like, huh.
He's like, yeah, I reroll all my hits. Wow, the 6s are extra hits. Like, here's 1,000,000 hits. I'm like,
he was strength 6.
Hellbreak. Hellbreak was strength 6. Yeah.
No wounds.
Literally no damage. I'm like, oh, this is bad. This is like, when you go into UF, it's like, I took a calculated risk. Man, am I bad at math. It's like, got killed so hard.
The war boss is just like, oh baby, crumpet time.
Just punted him into oblivion. Jesus Christ.
Mark had the gall to say, no, this isn't even the best he could have had.
Like, get out of here. Like, what?
This isn't the flat 4 damage one. Be lucky you didn't get that one.
Whatever. Like, that mattered. Chapter Master got obliterated. There's just no way around it. Like, oh, this is not good.
Nice. Okay. Nice drag push here.
All the people who bought 30 plus Reavers thinking that was not an error seem crazy to me.
You know what?
That does seem
That
crazy.
does seem crazy. We are patiently waiting. I think we bought like 2 boxes of Reavers as like a hey.
No, we just kept the
We
ones
didn't?
that we have.
Oh no, that's right. No, we bought
bought
Hellions.
Hellions.
We bought Hellions. That was it. The Hellions, which got FAQ'd to from like 11 points per model to 15. I'm like, really?
They're probably 10 points.
That's probably the 10-point one. What do you think? One of these units is 1 wound and moves 12 inches. The other is 2 wounds and moves 22 inches. Which do you think costs more? Probably the one that has worse close combat. No, it's the 2 wound toughness 4. Because like their little like Skyglaive thing, it's like +1 strength AP1.
Yeah.
No one cares. It's like, oh, we're strength 4 now. Like, all right, great, bare minimum to be relevant. That's cool. No, absolutely not. I agree with you on that being crazy if you bought 30 just for this purpose. But also, like, I doubt as many people are going hard on buying 30. And you know what? Anytime something happens, there's always a playtester who insists, you know what? This is what they meant. And I'm like, is it though? Like, they really thought that Hellions at 11 points per model were just too good and they wanted to go to 15.
be fair, though, I haven't seen anybody say that was...
See, I haven't directly seen it. I've only heard my friend who's a playtester told me that they're going to be 10 points in the codex. I'm like, all right, well, we'll wait and see. And if you regret buying them, then that's your own problem. I'll buy them off eBay for like 10 cents each. When they go back up to 17 points, like, yeah. We'll see. I really hope that Reavers are good. I just don't think that they need to take 30 of them in every single list good. Nothing needs to be that good.
I don't think there should be 1 more point more than a Fire Warrior.
Fire Warrior's 9 points?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It is, John.
Oh my
It
god.
is that
Fire
bad.
Warriors and Scions cost the same amount of points.
Yep.
That hurts. Fire Warriors could be 8. I have no problem with Fire Warrior at 8.
What they did was they baked in the cost of the pistol instead of just making the silly pistol free.
Wrecked. Okay.
So they went up 1 point and then they baked in the point of that the pistols cost an 1/8 into the base cost. And I was like, that's probably not a thing that should happen.
Yeah. I mean, they do have a good gun. Hellions are probably the worst unit in the game, says Matt O.
Jakaro.
The Jakaro weaponsmith. That's a thing right there. No kidding.
There's some really bad models.
There's some
in the
really
game.
bad models.
The Lemayan and the Court of the
Oh my
Archon stuff.
god, yeah. You can't even legally field that unit now.
Yeah.
I mean, you will be able to when the Codex comes out. But, like, we have points cost for the Court of the Archon, but we don't have points cost for any of the models in it. It's like, okay. Well, the Court of the Archon data slate does not exist in the Codex. So I don't know what to do here. But obviously that will be fixed very, very soon as we have an actual Dark Elder Codex. I'm sure that is what is about to happen. And I'm okay with that.
Nick on the phone is a very loud man.
He is. He really is. And he likes to walk around directly into wherever we're recording. It's an absolutely beautiful thing.
Yeah, honestly, what is the worst model in the game?
I mean, Hellions admittedly have to be competitive in this conversation. Like, I'm not telling you that Hellions are good. They were kind of bad, and now they like went up 4 points for
Hexmark
literally
Destroyer up there.
everything. Hexmark Destroyer is bad, but it is not the
No.
worst thing in the game.
No.
When he pointed out anti-repentance tech, I'm like, you know what? This exact very specific situation, that's not terrible. Let me think. Like, what is worse than that? That is the question here. I don't know.
The Clawed Fiend?
Yeah, honestly, maybe. No, even then, it's probably
I don't know
cheaper.
what it does.
I don't either.
I don't know how many points it is.
Nope,
If
couldn't
I don't
tell
know
you.
anything about it,
Don't know a
it
single
has to
thing
be
about
bad.
I still feel like the Tyranid Hera specs is pretty darn awful. It's just a weapon. I don't know. Tyrant Guard. Crazy.
Pure Strains?
Pure Strains. No, Pure Strains do things.
Yeah, they do things.
Alright, so the
Let's
problem with
think
the
of
Hellion.
Locust, the Locust.
Oh god, yeah, the Gene Circle Locust.
He
That
doesn't-
thing's rough. It's like, what do
Army
you
that
do?
has bodyguard.
It's like the entire army has bodyguard, but instead you can kill a
Oh
character
my God.
instead of the guardsman. I'm like, really?
That's-
So I normally kill a guardsman on a 4+, but now I kill a character on a 2+. Uh-huh.
Sounds good.
What?
For how many points is he?
He's like 40 points. He's not that
He's not
expensive.
outrageous, but
He always fights first. His combat is garbage.
AP dash his knife.
No. He's like, he's 4 attacks, strength 4, 5, AP 1, damage 1. It's like, great.
Yeah.
So glad we've got this guy here.
You know what?
Well, good
I don't
thing
think- I don't
you can
think
only
you-
take one per detachment, John. So be thankful for that.
GW saved me from myself. That's what's happening here.
How's it going, Terry? Hope you were doing well.
What's up, Terry? That's Terry85.
Terry
Welcome.
Win. Which I assume is...
Yep, that is
that
Terry85. Yep.
Uh,
Twitch to Discord, all the same thing.
Claude Fiend is 30-ish points, sits on an objective at least.
I mean, it can't be as good as an Urgle, because Urgles are freaking amazing right now.
Yeah, I don't think the Claude Beast is an infantry model.
Oh, that's probably a beast. Man, those Urgles were clutch. Like, my one and only game with Dark Elder this edition. Like, just jumping out, deploying scramblers out of the boat. Like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Those things are great. Just the one Urgle, just like Kool-Aid man. Like, the boat goes like 30 inches downfield, and then it just jumps out. It's like, scrambler.
I bet there's a Forge World unit that's the worst.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you start getting into Forge World Guard, some of that stuff is really rough.
Yeah.
Now, some of it's not awful, but some of it is like, what if we take a
Frankly,
Basilisk
The Tau Flyers are
and
awful.
we put a Basilisk gun on a Bane Blade? Charge you 300 points, it's the same damage output as a Basilisk. What? It's like, yeah, it's the Minotaur. It's literally like 2 Basilisks for the price of 4. That's what a Minotaur is. I'm like, holy crap. It's got a twin Earthshaker cannon. So instead of being like 2d6, like take the highest twice, it's like 2d6 take the highest plus 4. But other than that, it's a Basilisk, and it's like 300 and something points. I'm like, Jesus Christ. What are we doing here? Oh, yeah, it may be a Forge World unit. As much as people like to complain about Forge World, there are some duds in that book.
Honestly, the Tau Flyers are awful now. They went to BS4 or BS2. Or at least the Tiger Shark did.
That's not great.
And it's a creep. Like, Yavara is awful.
Yavara is pretty awful. The Space Marine Flyers are actually pretty uniquely bad, but like Space Marines have so many other things that I refuse to nominate a Space Marine unit.
At least they have the Dark Talon.
And you know, and honestly, they've got like that's true. They've got like doctrines. Like even then, like they're not the worst.
Yeah, no.
It can't be a Space Marine unit. That's just not allowed. GW would just intervene.
Even
so
servers
hard.
have a purpose.
Even servitors have a purpose. You're so right. I don't know. Those Cenobite servitors were pretty doing nothing back there, but 18 points.
Hey, they screamed.
18 points. I
Screen
really
out.
can't complain. Screen out into jump boy. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, sure. Alrighty. What other questions we got in there? Claude. Oh no, still talking to Claude Fiends.
Claude Fiends.
God bless him. You know what? The Claude Fiend is actually a super cool model. I'm just gonna say it. I would 100% like to paint a Claude Fiend at some point in the next 2 years. I don't know if this is going to be the codex that makes the Beast units viable, but I think that the Beast models are some of the best Dark
What
Elder
about the
models.
Beastmaster?
The Beastmaster's a cool model. Fun fact, when they were initially released, the Beastmaster cost more than a box of Hellions. One character on a Hellion cost more than 5 Hellions. I'm like, I think I'm just going to buy the box of Hellions and give him a weird face. I think we're just going to, we're going to give him a whip. Great talk. Just grab a plastic whip from any of the boxes of Dark Eldar. Yeah, this is going to be the move.
Electro-corrosive whip.
Look, I think the Beastmaster's cheap. He's cool. He's a very annoying character. I don't dislike him, and I like having like little cheap beast units to fly around in combat.
It would greatly amuse me if that stuff was amazing, especially the Slith. I want the Slith to be great.
Dude, I want Nick to use the Slith. Honestly, I really wanted to do all of our Covens units off of snake conversions from the Age of Sigmar Melisai, whatever the daughters of Cain.
Yeah, the Medusae.
Medusae, yeah, whatever
They're based off Medusa.
Yeah, I thought that they I can see like the base of Medusa. For some reason, I thought that they put an L in there instead of a D, like as part of their like this is
No, I
totally.
think it was
interesting.
Medusa, but with an E at the end.
Okay,
Medusae. So,
interesting.
yeah.
They
I don't
always
know
do
for
weird
sure,
things. Yeah. Neither of us really do that much with Sigmar.
But snakes in a Nick army?
Snakes in a Nick army, 100%. We should just buy those and just make the conversions without them. So yeah.
Just put them on the table.
Here you go. Here's your army.
Art of War members chat is where you go for in-depth talk about obscure Jukhari units.
Absolutely. That's what we're here.
That's what we're here
Someone get Scary on the phone.
for. Obscure Jukhari units, obscure Inquisition units, 100%.
The Jokero.
The Jukhari weapons.
Even I don't know what a Claude Fiend does. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm a freaking encyclopedia for weird Warhammer stuff that doesn't come up.
I don't know a single stat. I can picture
Nah,
it.
it's toughness 5, 4 wounds.
Toughness 5/4. Are you sure?
It was in 8th edition.
It should still be.
It should still be.
Like,
Let's get the Jukari Codex.
all right,
This
all
is
right,
actually
all
fun.
right. Get that Jukari Codex.
I'm gonna see if I
Is
can.
there one on? Is there one right there?
Gene Circles, Death Watch.
No.
I don't see Jukari.
Dang it! All right, I have a Jukari Codex somewhere, but if it's not there, just go grab ours.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna find out what a Clawed Fiend does, folks. We are doing this together. I am here for the adventure. Really, we have no idea. We're gonna find out. Be pumped if they made witches good. Best part of the army. Witches are cool. I don't love the witch models, but they're not bad. Like witch cults are cooler than Cabalites. Cabalite units are just the least enticing for me. I really like the beast units, and I like covens, and I like incubi. And if Vect ever got a model, then that would be enough.
Let's talk about the Jukari units that nobody has ever seen before.
I want to know what a Clawed Fiend does. Like, this is... I am genuinely invested in this now.
There's the Lemayan.
The Lemayan. God. Is she a one wound character? Is she even a character?
3 wounds. Core to the Archon, so not a character.
Nice.
You get to reroll failed hit rolls for the model whilst it's within 3 of the Archon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
of course.
doesn't take up a slot.
Very
It's
strong.
An AP 0, 1 damage weapon.
Nice. Love that.
It's 2 to wound, so it's poison.
Great.
5 up armor save, 2 attacks. Yep. Okay. The Medusae. There's the Medusae.
Get to the Clawed Fiend. Keep us waiting here. I'm jonesing. I need to know what the Clawed Fiend does, Richard.
The Slith.
Oh, God, this Slith.
The Urgle has a 7 up armor save.
Yeah, the Urkel's pretty rough.
Beautiful. Beastmaster. Oh my god, alright, here's the Cloud Fiend.
There.
Oh, there's the Chimera too.
The Chimera is the weird demon dog thing.
Yeah. So here's the Cloud Fiend.
Okay. What do we
It's
got?
10 inches.
10 inches? That's not bad. Is it?
Weapon skill 4.
Okay.
Doesn't have a ballistic skill.
Nope.
Strength 5.
Yep.
T5.
Okay.
4 wounds.
Heck yeah.
5 attacks.
No kidding.
Leadership 4.
Dude.
And 5 up armor save.
Okay. What's its combo weapon like?
Strength user, so strength 5. AP 1. 2 damage.
2 damage.
Increase a Clawed Fiend's attack characteristic by 1, whilst it has 3 or fewer wounds remaining.
It's 4 wound?
4 wounds.
So the one that's wounded and
Yeah,
it's
so
plus
as
2
soon as
attack.
you lose a wound.
Alright, sure.
It's a
That's-
beast.
I mean, I would pay like 20 points for that.
Apparently it's 30 points.
Okay.
Which isn't like the worst thing in the world, but it's not.
What was it save you said?
5 up.
That's... And it's a beast, not a...
It's a beast.
Alright, so it's not going in transports. That's a rough hand. That's hard to play with.
Chimera is 10. It also moves 10.
Does it have a 5 up invuln or something? I feel like Chimera's
Does have a 5 up invuln.
Look at that!
Otherworldly.
Yeah.
3 up weapon skill. Strength 4, T4, 1 wounds. And 3 attacks.
Yeah.
6 up armor.
The Chimera is totally not a demon, and like everything it does is a
It
demon.
is a demon. It has the demon
Oh,
keyword.
it has a demon
It's
keyword?
a Grey Knight's Racket.
Oh god. Can you imagine like the poor Chimera? It's like the poor Dark Eldar player is like, I brought a Chimera. The Grey Knight player just
Like,
leans over the
rules.
table like, a demon?
I get all my rules against this.
There's one Chimera in the unit, and this smite does 4 mortal wounds. Dang it! Kills the Chimera and rolls over into the Clawed Fiend next to it. No! It doesn't deserve this.
Would be pumped if they made the witches good though. Best part of the army.
Witch Cult's cool.
Witch cult hasn't.
Incubi are the best.
Sean Naden had good success with witch cults for a while.
I don't understand.
I don't know how he
He
did
does it, I just don't know.
but he did it.
I just, some things you don't try to replicate. Like, I don't try to play Eric Lotharis' Grey Knights with the Land Raider. I'm like, alright, he's a good player, he made it happen. I'm a good player, I will not make this happen. It's fine. Just made my peace with it.
Castling Crow in there.
With Castle and Crow. I mean, dude, the anti-aberrant tech, man, like, that's real. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh man.
You gotta build for aberrants.
I could spend slightly more and get the amazing Paladin Ancient.
I just, no, just
He
be...
gives +1 attack, John, and exploding 6 to it. Forget about him. Get
Forget
Castling,
about that.
get Castling Crow in.
You've got Castle and Crow, paint him up.
Where did he go?
I have no idea.
I think he's in that tray over there.
That's it, seems like it.
Alright. You all good?
I'm all good.
Alright, well, hopefully people will come back and enjoy our discussion on the Jukori Court of the Archon.
Absolutely, I hope so, folks.
That is a rare sight. And I hope it is broken. In the
I
very
really
early-
do. I really do.
I really do, especially the Slith.
Oh my
I
god!
mean, Nick has to run them.
Please make this
That's
list
what I
broken.
want.
That's really all. That's all I want.
The Clawed
The
Fiend.
broken Clawed Fiends and Slith.
Oh my
God
god.
bless them.
The only way they could possibly make them that is just they're silly cheap.
Yeah,
And you
which I'm
just
fine
spam
with.
the table.
15 points of Claude Fiend. That's what happens with every Dark Elder unit. They're like, yeah, we didn't give it good rules, but we accidentally made a Razorwing Flock 7 points and 5 wounds. It's like, oh great, here's 200.
Yeah.
What?
They're actually good at this point.
You what? Yeah, early edition was a thing. With the first time you saw the bird flock, Jesus Christ. I saw a triple Shadow Sword list get tabled by birds. I'm like, this is... it's like, gosh darn it. It's 5 attacks each, 7 points per model, and they ran. They're strength 2, and they ran.
And the Archon, and the Incarn is high.
And you got to use Doom.
Yeah.
It's like the one Shadow Sword got doomed, wrapped in birds. I'm just like, oh my god. It's like, how is this happening?
You don't have
Like,
enough heavy bolters.
We had the dice app at the time. No, seriously, like the heavy bolters that were damaged one at a time, the las cannons were like burning d6 damage out, which meant you probably didn't kill one. So it's 5 wounds out of 6 of Feel No Pain because it was next to the Incar. And it's like, Jesus Christ. It was so rough, folks. Alright, that's all we got for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, we always appreciate your support. Hope you found this entertaining, and we'll be back. We have 2 very exciting games coming up tomorrow. That's going to be Mr. Siegler on YouTube.
Admech versus the Death Guard.
Versus Nick Nonavati's Death Guard. And then, after that, in the War Room, we have my Sisters of Battle and Imperial Guard soup into Mark's Death Guard. We got a Death Guard doubleheader tomorrow.
Death Guard.
And then we do have the Las Vegas Open this weekend. I think the first stream for us is Saturday at 10 a.m.
Yep.
And then we'll be doing the absolute finals Sunday at 6 p.m. Make sure you check that out. Check out the Frontline Gaming website. Check out everything.